that's where we see them as best suited, and it's the insight we've got from Lee Clark and the Northern Knights crew that's where they are best suited as well. So they'll both play through the back line. Look, what they bring to the table, really contested players, so they're really strong bodies and really composed. They're not overawed by stepping up to this next level. And that sort of applies to a lot of the NAB League girls we're seeing that are coming through, and I know a lot of the other clubs as well. They're not overawed by stepping up into sort of senior football. So they're really composed and confident, really strong. They use the ball really well, but in the back line, their defence is really at the level. They bring it to ground and sort of hard the contest. So that's all we're asking of them. We're not trying to ask any more than we would of any player in the back line, and they've shown to be capable at the level over the couple of weeks leading the lockdown.
Luke, it's Sasha Doherty here. I'm just wondering, what's the focus for the team against the Saints, and what's the key message that you're going to go into the first quarter with?
Yeah, so look, it's the contest. It's been the message that we've really focused on prior to the break, and we've found that just, I guess, rejigging our focus to the contest and making sure that we can win the ball and beat our opponents, whoever they might be any given week, around the football has put us in really good stead. And just trying to get the ball in the forward half. I know a lot of the commentary over the course of the season, even on your radio station, has been how much VFLW is a territory game, and you're spot on. If you can keep the ball in your forward half, and it applies at high levels of football as well in men and women, get the ball in your forward half and try and keep it in there and get a bit of scoreboard pressure. I think where we've fallen down prior to that little winning streak that we had there before the break was that we're allowing teams to win it in their back half and actually transition it really easy. So we were having teams kick 20 scoring shots against us each week, and if you're letting teams do that, you don't really stand a chance. So no, contested ball and keeping that forward half and defending that really well and getting some scoreboard pressure.
Definitely. And has the conversation around this being a must-win game to make finals, has that come into any of the messages?
Not really. I think it goes without saying. It's human nature to sort of look at the bigger picture. So I don't need to really drill it in any more than what the players would already be aware of in relation to where we've been sitting. We've sort of spent the season teetering around that sort of just outside the finals contention right throughout the year. We've had blocks of winning 2s and 3s and 4s in a row, and then we'll lose a few in a row. So it's always kept us around mid-table. So we've always been around the mark, but not quite safe. So no, certainly it's been a we have to win every week conversation or mentality from a third of the way through the season. So no, to answer your question, it hasn't been an extra message that we've put into our conversation or our messaging throughout the week.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Luke, and good luck today and with the rest of the season. Really looking forward to the game today.
Great. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. That was Luke O'Shaughnessy, the coach of Carlton, joining us on Wharf Radio. We'll have a quick break and then we'll be back with more coverage before the VFLW Women's Match of the Day here on Wharf Radio.
The mate with the high-tech Bluetooth fish finder, but not a life jacket. You know the type. So when enjoying the water, make the right call to keep your mates safe. Make sure they wear a life jacket. A message from your mates at Royal Lifesaving.
Draft Central is entering a new era, covering all the state leagues from the VFLW, Sample W, Waffle W and Quaffle W, as well as their primary focus, the NAB League Girls. Draft Central has you covered when it comes to all you need to know about the future stars of the AFL Women's. Draft Central, brought to you by Rookie Me, is now on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe at Draft Central, as well as on our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages at Draft Central Oz.
The Smith family have been helping disadvantaged Australian children for decades. Today we focus on helping children break the cycle of disadvantage by supporting them to get the most out of their education. But right now, 1 in 6 Australian children are living in poverty and don't have what they need for school. These kids need a hand up, not a handout. You can help them get the school essentials they need to fit in and the extra learning support to keep up. Please sponsor an Australian child today. Search the Smith family.
Winter has really set in. Time for hot drinks, warm soups, a relaxing bath and cranking up the heater. Did you know that all these things present a burn hazard for children? In fact, 79% of burns happen in the home. Visit kidsafe.com.au to download the free burn safety checklist and get some essential tips for keeping kids safe in your home. And remember, when a burn occurs, apply cool running water for at least 20 minutes. No oil, butter, ointments or ice. Always seek medical advice if the burn is larger than 3 centimetres.
Hi, Kirk Pengilly from InXS here. And whether it's music, sweet things, puppies, movies, we all love our treats. But our eyes need treating too. 300,000 Australians, including me, are affected by glaucoma. Diagnosed early, glaucoma can be managed. Left undiagnosed, it can cause blindness. So treat yourself by treating your eyes to a simple test. Book your test at treatyoureyes.org.au today.
Welcome back to IKON Park for the VFLW match of the day. Carlton taking on the Southern Saints in a must-win game. And for the Saints, they're in an interesting predicament in the AFLW with Peter Searle not yet locked in to coach the AFLW side. There's talk that she's been interested in the Geelong job and having a look there, but it certainly could be, as we said, it's interesting. If she was to take the Geelong job, the Saints then have less than 2 months to find a new coach for the season. Yeah,
it is quite an interesting development. A lot of talk about that sort of. I don't know. Depending on what you want to do, if you're Peter Searle, if you want to continue to persist with this Saints team who have shown glimpses of what they're capable of, or go to a Geelong side that are absolutely crying out for some sort of development, some sort of coach to help develop their skills. Because I don't know about you, Sasha, but I've seen some of their Geelong games this year, and just their overall skill base is just appalling.
Yeah, they haven't had a good run of it, and I think they are crying out for just a fresh start, a coach that perhaps does have that experience in gathering the beginning of the Saints. I think it would be an interesting match having Peter there, but it is just, do you want to leave the Saints after creating something that does take time to build?
Yeah,
so.
and sure, St Kilda's AFLW season hasn't been the greatest this year. I think they only won 2 or 3 games after and got comprehensively beaten in most of their others. But I think the overall core list of that group is still very, very young. You've got Caitlin Greiser is going to be a star of the competition. You've got an emerging midfield in Patricios, Tiana Smith, and whoever they're going to pick up with pick 2 in the Victorian pool this year. I wouldn't mind seeing Charlie Rowbottom at St Kilda just quietly. That would strongly complement both of those two. And then you've got a defensive unit that I think can hold up. I mean, you've got Jade Van Dyke there. You've got a whole list of others.
Hannah Priest.
Hannah Priest as well. Bianca Jacobson. It's an established backline. So if you're Peter Searle, why would unless Geelong is offering like extra incentives, why would you want to leave to go to a Cats team that's really, really struggling at the moment?
Watch this space. I think we'll just have to wait and see what she decides. Either way, I'd be, it's great that she's still going to coach.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think she's really good for the game.
Absolutely,
Peter Searle. She absolutely knows what she's doing. I remember before lockdown went to the Bulldogs Southern Saints game at Whitten Oval here, and we were here for Wharf Radio as well. And she was giving all the Southern Saints midfielders a bit of a rev up, bit of advice as well. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. She's a great. I think she's a great developing coach.
Yeah, definitely. She's one of those coaches where she knows the women's game as well, really, really well. And I wonder if that's maybe one of her thinkings with the going for the Geelong job. It's an opportunity to go to a list and sort of help them change and develop and turn it around. As someone who knows the women's game really well.
Different challenge. I think that's what it is. So sometimes the motivation for coaches who have sort of been there and done it and been in the system for a while, like they just want that challenge of trying to build a club up from where they are at the moment to sort of back up towards up the top of the ladder. So again, it's just different motivations, and I think the competition at the moment at both levels too. I think it's of a I think everyone sort of understands that if someone was to move somewhere else for a greater opportunity or potentially to do something else for another club, I think there's sort of an understanding that it's like, well, everyone sort of, like all clubs are almost in it together,
Yep.
you know, because they're always sort of trying to prove everybody wrong at the moment. So, look, whatever happens with regards to the decision with people going to Geelong or elsewhere, look, I mean, as I said, everybody's got different motivations, so it'll be interesting to see what unfolds in the next couple of months.
Definitely. It's that whole thing of everyone wants to see the AFLW succeed. Like,
Correct.
Everyone wants, and they want people, you can't begrudge people in a fledgling competition if there's opportunity elsewhere. And there's great opportunity elsewhere. You can't begrudge someone for going out and getting it.
The Hosking twins have gone off to they've both gone off to Richmond as well, and there's a host of Carlton players that have sort of moved out too. So you know, if the opportunity presents itself, especially in a competition that is not, you know, there's only, you know, sort of 8 to 9 to 10 games a year, depending on if you make finals or not. You know, to get an opportunity to be guaranteed game time, I know that. I mean, obviously you've got to earn your spot in every side, but if a team says, you know, we think you're in our best 16 or 18, well, you're going to move, aren't you? I mean, and if the contract is bigger as well, given what we know with the pay and everything like that, you're almost just going to jump at the opportunity. So, as you said, I don't begrudge anyone for shifting clubs or wanting to gain a better opportunity from a hip pocket point of view and from a playing point of view.
Well, and I suppose with Carlton, with this conversation, a lot of change in this AFLW trade period. Taylor Harris has left Jess Hosking in the final hours of trade period, went to join her sister at Richmond. A few picks out, Jess Delpos has come in. But how would you rate their trade period?
Are you sure you really want to ask that question?
Not great.
I mean, how many original players are left? Like Vesio?
There's Darcy Vesio.
There's only a couple of them.
I don't even know. Are they going to be able to field a side the way they go?
It's going to be a young, fresh side, I think.
Maybe the club internally expected it to happen. Whether or not these girls were just wanting a sea change and wanted to just leave the club to pursue opportunities elsewhere because they thought, you know, their careers sort of weren't, you know, going ahead at Carlton. That's fair enough. But look, they've got a host of picks in, and it's disappointing. I think the club have nearly lost half of that 2019 grand final side, which would be a little bit concerning. But look, I mean, the club gets the opportunity to go to the draft with a host of picks, and you know, I mean, there was always that talk about, you know, Taylor Harris and what she was doing, you know, during training and what may have happened during the pre-season and during the season, and if there was, you know, certain people at the club that may have not seen eye to eye with her, and obviously that was coming out in the media every single week and every single day that she was on the trade table. So, look, maybe it could be better for the club. Obviously, Taylor Harris has gone on to Melbourne, and hopefully she can do well there, and you know, hopefully Carlton can go out and pick up some good young AFLW talent, which will be exciting to see either way. So I'm looking forward to it anyway.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing even this year. I think even you look at what Carlton were trying to do. They were trying to play a more younger approach towards, you know, every facet of the ground. They had a really young midfield core. They've got, you know, still sort of a semi-decent young forward line and a young back line as well. There's not many veterans left in that Carlton side.
I think one of the big outs for that team is Chloe Dalton.
Yeah, yes, she's huge.
Her run and carry and ability to break the lines is exactly what Carlton lacked during that AFLW season. So how they manufacture the loss of her into how they structure up, it could be a case of, well, we don't have her now, so we need to maybe play a bit more of a contested brand of football, and that's how we're going to surge the football forward. So, look, whether or not that happens here, I mean, I think we'll almost sort of start to see it down at VFLW level. It's like, well, the club have done this, and this, and we know we're going to get this player and that player and that player. So now it's more of a case of structuring around the players' strengths and their weaknesses too. So we might see a more contested brand from the Carlton girls today as well. I mean, obviously that's the core focus of football. You want to be a good contested team, but it might come to the fore more so given that Carlton have sort of lost that run and carry during the off season.
And also keep in mind as well that they've got 3 picks inside the top 15 in the Victorian draft pool. They've got picks 10, 11, 23 and also pick 26, which is, I think, pick 16 in the Victorian draft. So, yeah, it's a very strong draft, and you expect them to go young, continue to build on this list, and even with the unknown that is expansion in the next year or two, who knows what's going to happen? You know, they might lose a couple of players to either Essendon or Hawthorn.
I would say I think my only concern with what happened in the trade period is that I don't know if the club actually strategically planned out what happened. I think it stunk of players wanting to leave. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Well, it sounded like with Loynes and Downey in particular, it sounded like they were practically shown the door.
Well, I actually think that Taylor Harris' situation from the club's point of view was handled terribly, really, because and this is no knock on. Well, it is a little bit of a knock on the coach, Daniel Harford. I mean, he's got a media gig and he's a senior coach as well. But Taylor Harris was after X amount of dollars, you know, and as a negotiator, you want to say that your player is worth more than that when you're going, if you're going to be at the trade table. And he I think on air he was saying, we don't think she's worth that, blah 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 blah. Why would you say that? Yeah, you're dealing with other clubs, they're just going to lowball you, aren't you? So I mean, these things that happen during the off season now, it stinks a little bit, but I just hope, from a draft point of view, when I look at the girls that will come in, because the talent that obviously that they are going to pick up is going to be great, and it'll be good to see young AFLW girls have a crack.
I don't know, if you look at a case study, let's choose Bree Davey, right?
Right, yeah.
Carlton. Yeah. She was pretty much written off after injury.
The knee.
Yeah. Carlton didn't back her probably as much as they should. Switches clubs, faces challenge with Collingwood, and bam, best player in the league by far in the latest season. So it is, I think, a culture thing as well.
Absolutely it is.
The way that they support players, grow players and utilise their the older players who have all this knowledge and can feed the younger players.
How's Lauren Arnell going?
Exactly. So you look at the list that they have gotten rid of over the last few years, and where these players are thriving in other clubs. Surely that would be telling them something.
Yeah. I mean, when you've got such a big turnover of players year in, year out, you just don't, like, the camaraderie's not there, the ability to know where a player's going to be because you've played with them for X amount of games. So I think continuity with the squad is just as important as trading away players and trying to get different types of talent in. So big year coming up for the Blues.
Hopefully it can be a clean start, and as we said last year during the trade period, everyone was like, what the hell is Melbourne doing? Get rid of these players, get these drafted. Well, they made a prelim final off the back of drafting in some very young, talented players. So hopefully Carlton can turn around and do the same thing. But we'll have a quick break, and on the other side will be the first bounce between Carlton and the Southern Saints.
A tough time doesn't excuse abusive behaviour at home. Even in crisis, there's no place for domestic or family violence. If you, your family or community is affected, help is available online and by phone 24/7. For free, confidential advice, support and counselling for everyone, contact 1-800-RESPECT. There's no place for domestic or family violence. Help is here. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
How often should you wash your hands?
Maybe around 9 times a day. 4?
Like 20?
Maybe twice a day.
Whenever they feel dirty. When should you wash your hands?
After you touch some raw meat and before starting to eat. At the beginning, I wash my hands before preparing food.
How would you rate your knowledge of food safety?
Probably like an 8 out of 10. 6 or 7.
7.5. Learn more at foodsafety.asn.au/food safety training. Food safety, it's in your hands.
Been playing for a while, sweet kicks, 'cause footy makes you smile. Sweet Kicks football. If you're getting ready for the trials, gotta go the extra mile. Sweet Kicks football.
Hearing that sweet sound when you kick the ball? Need to develop your footwork or explosive speed? Want to take the next step in your footy career? Then you need Sweet Kicks. More info on our Facebook page or go to our website, sweetkicksfootballacademy.com.au.
Gotta go the extra mile. Sweet Kicks football.
Yay! They're my grandkids. Gee, they can make some noise. But you know what? It's a beautiful sound because they're alive and having fun. The sound I hate is silence in the pool. When a child drowns, you hear nothing. No splashing, no cries for help. Be vigilant around water. Fence the pool, shut the gate. I teach your kids to swim, it's great. Supervise, watch your mate, and learn how to resuscitate. I'm Laurie Lawrence. Kids Alive, do the 5.
It's Anna Mears winning gold.
Hey, I'm Anna Mears. Winning gold at the Olympics was an incredible feeling. And having my biggest rival, who I'd just beaten, right up next to me and lift my hand in victory, topped off an amazing moment. We'd had our fair share of clashes over the years, but in the end we both respected each other, and that's what really counts in sport. Be gracious in victory and in defeat. To keep your sport inclusive, safe and fair, go to playbytherules.net.au.
Elder abuse can take many forms. Financial abuse is the most common.
He said, Mum, I'll get the money for you. I gave him my card. He's my son.
And then I got a call from the bank manager.
I never expected this from my daughter.
If I don't change my will, I can't see the grandkids again.
For free confidential support, call 1-800-ELDER-HELP. That's 1-800-353-374.
The average person spends 44 minutes a day thinking about food. At Oz Harvest, thinking about food is a full-time job because we're always looking for new ways to nourish our country and combat food waste and hunger. Every day, we rescue quality surplus food across Australia and deliver it to those who'd otherwise go hungry. And you can help. Every dollar donated to Oz Harvest can provide 2 meals to people in need. Visit ozharvest.org. Thought for food.
No business wants to throw money away. But did you know sending resources to landfill can be more expensive than recycling them? Planet Ark's free business recycling service can kickstart your workplace recycling journey, help you find the right recycling solutions and give you a competitive edge. Join the 1 million Australians using business recycling to keep valuable resources in circulation. Visit businessrecycling.com.au. It's just good business.
It's women's Aussie rules, they're doing what they love. They're fast, they're tough, don't mess with them cause they can get rough. Are you ready for the challenge? Are you ready for the match? It's the call of the game, it's the VFL Women's Match of the Day. It's the VFL Women's Match of the Day.
Moments away from the first bounce here at IKON Park for the Southern Saints taking on Carlton. Must-win game for both teams. Just had the toss. Southern Saints will be heading to the left of screen for the first quarter. Carlton to the right of your screen. My name's Lucy Watkin. I'll be calling alongside Paul Sebastiani, and we'll have Sasha Doherty and Alex Doherty on special comments for us today. As I said, only minutes away. Everyone, give me your tip.
Or I'm going to say Southern Saints by 2 goals.
I'm actually going to pick Carlton.
Oh!
I love it.
I don't know. There's just something about the Blues today.
All right.
I think they can get it done.
Is that beanie on too tight, mate? Or you?
Nah, beanie's on just fine, Paul.
Snug. Saints for me. Just soft spot, just really want them to get through.
I think the Saints are the deserving team for that top 6 spot. I think they've had a very consistent season. The Saints, I'm going to say them by 2 goals here at IKON Park. Both teams just in their final huddles before we get underway, but no crowds here at IKON Park, but you can tune in on the live stream as well, or stream at wharfradio.com for the game. But we'll also give you some scores for hopefully the other games happening today between, we'll be off air by the time Port Melbourne and North Melbourne starts, but that is also going to be streaming on YouTube later today. North Melbourne, if they win, keep their finals chances alive. But
so Southern Saints will definitely go up into the top 6 if they win today. That percentage is, I'm just looking, percentage of 106. That's going to be a big thing for them coming into the back half of this year.
Definitely. They've done well with the percentage, the Southern Saints, but seeing both teams come out, we've got Pia Saltari. She will be debuting for the Southern Saints today, had Vic Metro honours this year, and also played very well for the Sandringham Dragons in the NAB League. So one of the players who is one to watch for if you've got a keen eye on the AFLW draft, and Maeve Chaplin and also Tara Delgado are two other NAB League players playing, and they'll be lining up in the back line for Carlton, as Luke O'Shannessy mentioned. But players now just moving into their positions. Paul Sebastiani will take us away.
So Luke O'Shannessy mentioned that Lucy McAvoy was definitely going to be starting in the midfield, and that is exactly where she will begin this game, right in the heart of midfield, and it'll be Borg and Hines to do battle in the ruck here. VFLW match of the day for Wharf Radio. Thank you to everyone tuning into the live stream on YouTube. Teams in their respective positions. Umpire holds the ball aloft. And we're underway here at IKON Park. Borg won the first tap, and there's Lucy McAvoy. She's going to win the first clearance up towards centre half forward for the Blues, but looks like the Southern Saints will gain possession here through Burke. A little kick off the ground, though, worked its way to Neves. Now she can rebound for the Southern Saints up towards centre wing. Going back with the flight of the ball here for the Blues was McAuliffe. She gets a quick kick around the body. This is going to go over the boundary line and out of play, and it'll be a free kick early to the Southern Saints. Neves to get her second possession of the game. So Rebecca Neves, just the defensive side of the wing here, goes quickly up the line, kick over the head of her intended target. Borg is there for the Blues. Little handboy out towards McAvoy, who's been busy early, just overran the football, went back in to collect it. Little handball went astray. Hines picked it up, tapping it off the ground, but she was caught high, I think, as she was tackled, and Hines will get the free kick for St Kilda.
So just on the wing, Hines sends it inside 50. Drop the mark there. Did it Gurr inside 50. Big tackle laid. Umpire holding the ball. So free kick now inside 50 going to Rapari of the Southern Saints. 40 metres out from goal. Just pulls the kick. Perfect kick. Finds Jess Matten just 30 metres directly in front of goal. She'll have the first shot on goal of the day.
Just some loose checking there from the Blues defence there. Just allowed Matten to take the easy mark.
So Matten comes in, sends it from about 30 metres. Big kick right on line. First goal of the day goes the way of the Southern Saints.
Wonderful lead there by Matten.
Great, what a great tackle too by Kayla Rapari as well. And good to see the umpires actually reward the tackling. There was quite a few tackles on the weekend in the AFL men's that certainly didn't go unrewarded. So it's good to see the intensity's up early from the Saints. I'm already regretting my tip.
So ball back in the middle. Saints with the early goal there. Good composure shown by the Southern Saints going forward of centre. So back underway, it'll be Borg in the ruck. She did win the tap, but McAvoy's going to be in there for Carlton. She's wrapped up as soon as she won possession, but she got the handball back. Ball went back towards Build, but the Southern Saints do well to force Carlton back inside their defensive 50, and now they win possession themselves. Little handball came out. Zampaglione was in there Chaplin was in there for the Blues. She got a kick forward, but the mark intercepted well by Alexandra Hines. So she can pump the Southern Saints back inside forward 50, and that's exactly what she does, but it's all Carlton here. And a relieving mark taken. Kick over the top goes towards Borg. She wasn't able to take the mark, but the umpire called a hold. Advantage paid. Umpire said play on. You took the advantage. Klingbeil, she won possession of the football, evaded a tackle, kick inside forward 50 towards a one-on-one. Southern Saints are going to win the football, though. We'll know the ball just bounced away from the Southern Saints defender. Now the Blues win possession back, and they've got targets inside forward 50. One of those is Peterson. She tries to beat the boundary line, but her opponent was hot on her tail. That was Hocking. Peterson went back in there to try to win possession. possession of the ball. She locks it up. She goes back in and lays a good tackle as well inside the forward pocket for the Blues. It's all locked up. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Southern Saints lead at 1 straight 6. Carlton yet to score deep inside their forward 50.
Deep inside forward 50 for the Blues. Umpire balls it up. Tap down one by Carlton. Shot on goal around the corner was smothered. Wilson, she was in pursuit of the football, held it up at the top of the goal square. Now coming out the back, Lou comes in for the Blues, holds it up, umpire crosses his arms and will have another ball up. Still inside 50 for the Blues. 4 minutes gone in the first quarter. Tap down one out the back. Coming through was Radford of the Saints, wrapped up immediately in the pocket for the inside 50 for Carlton. Have another stoppage 15 metres from the Blues goal. So ball up. Peterson tapped down, kick was smothered. Wilson came in for the Blues, couldn't take possession of the football. Players came in over the top. Umpire hovers, says play on as the ball bobbles around. Lou was tackled immediately and will have another stoppage.
So Borg involved early as well. She's at the bottom of that pack there, and she'll go up and contest this ruck contest for the Blues. Ball falls out the back. Neves was there for the Southern Saints. Bent over, picked it up, good pick up, good little handball over there to Burke. She gets a kick up towards half back. Boundary line is close, but the Southern Saints do well, or Carlton do well to win it back. Chaplin was in there for Carlton as well. Plenty of bodies around the football, right, hemmed along this boundary side. Little handball out the back, and now a clearing kick by Hines. She gets it up towards centre wing. Trying to win the football back there for the Blues was Honeybun. She couldn't win clean possession of the ball. And the umpire again crosses himself, and we'll have a stoppage out of side here at IKON Park. It's the Southern Saints 1 straight 6. Carlton yet to score. So from the ruck contest, tap one down there by Hines, but Carlton are going to get the clearance up towards half forward. 1-on-1 there, though. Good fist over the top by Hocking. Really well done defensively. And the snap around the body back up towards centre wing. Mark almost taken by Capsalis, but she fumbles that over the boundary line and out of play, and we'll have it tossed in just the attacking side of the wing for the Blues.
Alex Stockey, any early impressions?
I think Carlton's clearance work has been pretty exceptional early. We've touched on Lucy McAvoy a fair bit. She seems to be getting a lot of the footy early, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So
McAvoy there, she was again. Her handball missed the intended target in Honeybun. Peterson, however, won the football back, just got a kick away, made its way into space. Tiana Smith got the kick away up the line towards Jolliffe, beats the boundary just, but it'll be a last touch free kick going the way of the Blues. So it'll go into the hands of Daisy Walker, just on the outer side of IKON Park. Looking up the line, looking for an option. Wilson's leading hard there at half forward. She puts it in that direction. Peterson flew, couldn't take the mark. Ball hit the ground. Now Smith just was composed under pressure, sent it up the line, found a teammate. She was wrapped up. Umpire says holding the ball. Paige Trudgeon, the beneficiary of that decision. Sasha Doherty, what have you seen so far this game?
Yeah, so far I'd say cleaner footy by the Saints. Carlton did a fair bit of ball watching in their 50. I think they just need to continue moving it down there, but make the most of it when they do. McAvoy probably dominating most for them in the midfield.
So Daisy Walker, after taking that intercept mark, has turned the football over. So the Southern Saints, it's a risky kick into the middle of the ground, but it's okay, works out well. Hannah Stewart takes the mark at centre half back, and she's got runners to the left of her, and she kicks out towards Hocking, who's got to have to wait for that one and let it bounce, but she does okay. Little handball over the top to her target. Now the Southern Saints get through that Blues press. Good set of handballs, and now they can work it up towards centre half forward. Handball over the top there by Lucy Burke was not the best. Now the Blues are led in. Chasing after the football is Honeybun. She might have been held without it. Umpire call play on. Little handball out towards Barnes. She couldn't win clean possession, and the ball comes back out towards Honeybun. She was dispossessed. Umpire said play on. Georgia Borg went in there. Ball back inside forward 50 for the Southern Saints. Probably incorrect disposal there. Good tackle. And the free kick will go the way of Carlton. It'll go the way of Maeve Chaplin. She's got runners to the right of her. She goes short. Jessie Coletti. She goes quickly. Kick over the top is okay. And Ali Bill can build up for the Blues at halfback.
So Bill just on the intersection of the 50 with the boundary, looking for an option. There's plenty of players ahead of her in one-on-one. Sends it to the pack. Wilson out the back. Sitting back there was Stewart of the Saints. Tapped it over the line. Umpire says throw it in. So just in front of us here on the broadcast side of IKON Park, umpire comes in the 10 metres to throw the football in. Carlton leading, Saints leading Carlton by 6 points. Carlton yet to score. Almost 10 minutes gone in the first quarter. Borg won the tap down at the feet of Smith, kicked it off the ground towards Bahana at centre half forward. But McAvoy just came through, got a kick away to Daisy Walker, couldn't take the mark. Lou just fumbled the football, got a handball to McAvoy who came through. Wilson puts it into an empty forward 50. Looking for her teammate in Wood. Wood did really well. Handball, was looking for Walker. Lou slid in. Umpire says that was under taking the knees, under the
contact below the knees.
There we go. That's what it is. So the Saints have the opportunity to clear.
So ball comes out here towards Smith. She's got a little bit of space to work into. She drives a long kick up towards half back. Blues do well defensively though. Good tackle there laid by Klingbeil, but the ball falls out the back now towards centre wing. Winning the ball back for Carlton there. And now there's going to be a free kick going the way of the Southern Saints. And the free kick will go the way of Saltari, the debutant. Plays a good tackle. She gets a kick up towards centre wing. It's a good one as well. Amelia Peck takes the mark. And in front of Coletti. So smack bang on centre wing broadcast side here at IKON Park. Southern Saints look to go back inside forward 50. Honeybun just worked her opponent under the football. Wasn't able to win clean possession of the ball. Blues do okay here. Honeybun wins the football back. She's been busy in that back line early. Zampaglione is the target. She couldn't win clean possession. Lawrence went in there for the Blues. Good hot contest here. Little tap out was smart. And now Carlton will try to go forward, but that's holding the ball.
Tackle.
Just too long with that footy.
Yeah, Alex Doherty, the pressure from the Southern Saints early is red hot.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they're going to set themselves up for a score. I think Sasha was on it early. They're moving the ball a lot cleaner than Carlton, but it's Carlton at the stoppages that are actually on top of it.
So Petuna got the ball to Bahana at half forward for the Saints. One of the best contested marks in the competition, Tara Bahana. Great kick to inside 50. Found Smith. Centering ball 20 metres out from goal.
Great vision.
Finds her teammate in Amelia Peck, who'll have the opportunity to go back and kick the Saints second.
Well, that's what you've come to expect from Tiana Smith. Good, clean use of the footy, and I think this is now the second scoring opportunity now that's set off the back of tackling pressure from the Saints. So
Peck, she'll be kicking from about 25 metres, kicks on its way straight over the goal umpire's head. Celebrates as well does Amelia Peck and the Southern Saints. They're 2 straight 12, leading Carlton yet to score.
Why don't I just say from that set shot as well, just smart, just to go back, give yourself that amount of room and to have momentum through the set shot. Very smart, and bang, straight through the big sticks, Alex.
Quite a traditional set shot. Yep. You just go back, run your line. A lot of players now seem to try and work a little bit of an angle, bit of an arc, but that one was quite straight. Yeah. You could just tell even from this angle, you just knew it was going to go straight.
And Sasha Doherty, the ball movement going inside forward 50 for the Southern Saints is just much more efficient at the moment, isn't it?
Smarter as well, and they're utilising every free kick they're getting. They're making the most of it.
So back underway in the middle. Contest contested by Kalevsky. She threw her body on the line, but Southern Saints win possession of the football. Batuna with a kick out towards Neves. It was a good one as well. She takes the mark. Kick driving up towards centre wing there. In pursuit of the football was DeAngelis. She was besieged upon by Zampaglione. She did very well there, and it's holding the ball. So free kick going the way of Carlton. Be taken by Chaplin rather. So she goes up towards half forward. Ball falls out the back here. An opportunity for Carlton. Lou was in there. She couldn't win clean possession. Little kick off the ground there by Kalevsky. Was partially smothered. Might have been in the back. Yeah, it was. It's going to be a free kick to Carlton. So free kick to be taken by Klingbeil. She's about 70 metres out from home. It's a flooded forward 50 for the Blues though, and a shanker of an old kick. There was an absolutely terrible kick, but Lou was in there for Carlton. Southern Saints do well defensively again in there first. The Southern Saints was Hocking. And laying a good tackle as well was Elise Burke. But again, that ball movement going inside forward 50, Alex, not the best.
Not quite sure what was going on there. You see what's happening there and what happened just before. The Saints are lowering their eyes. Carlton are just sort of hacking and hoping.
So Walker intercepted just outside forward 50 as Saints tried to clear. She's going to send it straight back in low, looking for Zamplioni. Went through her hands. Peterson, snap around the corner, lose all by herself in the goal square. Couldn't take the mark, off the ground, smothered. Now the Saints, they'll just clear from the forward 50, held up. Can they get it? Nope, they'll see it over the boundary line, and there's a player down.
She hasn't moved. Might be Frankie Hocking there.
Yep, Eliza Wood for Carlton just making sure she's okay before the trainer comes in.
Might have been a boot to the face, unfortunately.
Yeah, you called dangerous before, and that should have been a free kick to the Saints. It was great defensive effort there as well, but you've got to reward that. Honestly, that's about as dangerous as it gets.
Yeah, when you've got 3 players around the ball on the ground. Obviously, yeah, you do want to rush it in as a goal, but you can't do that, not in front of players' faces.
I think she's been kicked in the ribs here. I think she's holding her ribs. Yeah, I think you're right. It is Frankie Hocking, Alex. Might have just been badly winded, potentially.
Just that desperation on the goal line.
Yes. It's amazing how Carlton actually looked dangerous going inside forward 50 with that low darting kick. That's when the danger started, and they've ended up getting the ball up towards the goal square. So Carlton need to do more of that if they're going to wish to score heavily in this game.
Well, they've had the last few inside 50, so they're now getting repeat inside 50 entries. All to matter now is whether or not they can actually finish it off.
So, resulting ball up.
Good tackle.
Good tackle laid by McAuliffe. Kept the ball held up inside the forward 50 for Carlton as Jolliffe tackled her opponent in Walker. And they'll have another ball up 40 metres from goal.
So Carlton locking this ball inside their forward 50. Clearing kick by Jolliffe is going to be cut off. So Carlton will go back inside forward 50. Umpire calls play on, and the ball goes out towards the forward pocket. They've got numbers here though, the Blues, and the mark is taken. It is McAuliffe. Might be a little bit too far out to score. She's about 40 metres from home. Tough angle. Southern Saints 2 straight 12. Carlton yet to score.
They need some reward for effort here, Paul.
They do indeed, Alex. Yeah, they've peppered away inside forward 50 here, so plenty of players on the goal line. So McAuliffe, this one's just going to drop short.
What a mark!
A mark right on the line there to Jennifer Liu, and this is a tough angle too, but the umpire's just going to call her, he might even call her across into the construction site the way he's going.
I thought she marked that in the square.
Yeah, so she'll take one step, snap around the body, and kick a goal.
Well done. What an angle.
So Jennifer Liu gets Carlton's first of the day, and they go to 1 straight 6, still trailing the Southern Saints 2 straight 12. But Sasha Doherty, the Blues, able to lock that ball inside forward 50, get repeat entries, and they get reward for effort finally.
They do. They're beginning to do the old build the wall, keeping it down there, which it works. You know, it's simple, but it works, and that just was the reward for them at this stage. And beautiful mark by Lou.
Yeah, it was a great grab by Lou. Interesting that no Saints player actually put any body on her in that pack.
I mean, a very tall player, but yeah, you'd think that at least they'd stand on the line for that kick for that very reason.
You got to put some body on though.
So Lou, she's come back into the side after missing a few rounds, and now Carlton win the clearance. Sam Panleone got a hand to it at the forward 50, was just pushed out of it by her opponent. Now Borg comes in over the top, wraps up her opponent. Zamplioni comes in as well to help her. Lucy Burke, the defender there, who was besieged upon by the Carlton forwards. Now she tries to get a clear and kick away. Needs Peterson now of the Blues. She was wrapped up by Burke. Ball's in dispute just beside the boundary. In the attacking side for Carlton, umpire plays play on as the ball found its way out of the pack. Handball back to Borg, was tackled by Rapari. Quick handball, no clean possession taken. Now Wilson, Jarvis, she's wrapped up. swung by Bahana, and it was a throw.
Jeez, that was a hot contest.
So, ball bobbled around, and we found ourselves with the ball in the hands of the Southern Saints. Bahana on the defensive side of the wing for the Saints.
So, well fisted away there by Trudgeon. Boundary line's going to beat them all here, though. Peck sees it over the boundary line and out of play. It's a hot start here at IKON Park. Plenty of pressure on the ball carrier as soon as they get it. Plenty of tackles being laid early. Southern Saints lead it early, though. 2 straight 12. Carlton 1 straight 6. A win for either team will likely see them pop into the top 6 and into that final spot over the top of the Western Bulldogs. So from the throw-in, the resulting throw-in, Hines is wrapped up immediately by Borg. And we'll have another stoppage here. Just the attacking side of the wing for the Blues. Borg won the tap down. McAvoy did really well, kept the ball out in front of her. Jolliffe just worked her off the football, though. Zampaglione for the Blues went back in there. Little flick out the back, came towards Barnes. She couldn't take clean possession. Zampaglione wrapped up immediately. McAuliffe tried to win a kick off the ground. Ball inside 50 now for the Blues. Kalevsky couldn't win clean possession. Went back in and laid a good tackle. Over the football for the Blues there is McAuliffe. She goes back in to try to lay a tackle as well. Blues look like they're going to win possession here. Borg is going to come in, but Southern Saints, no, it's tapped off the ground. Carlton with possession back. Little handball was okay. And now around the body, Honeybun. She's been busy early. Not the greatest of kicks. And coming out to take the intercepting mark is Tiana Smith.
She started well, Smith.
So she takes a relieving mark here at halfback. Standing the mark for the Blues there is Maddie Wilson. The umpire calls Smith to go. She drives this one up towards centre wing. Probably all Carlton here, though. The Southern Saints do well to lock this ball in. Trudgeon in there for the Blues. She's wrapped up as soon as she wins possession, and we will have a ball up. Just the attacking side of the wing for the Blues. They trail by 1 straight goal at the moment. Alex Docherty, special comments.
Yeah, I think Carlton have started to... the momentum's well and truly in their favour. They're still dominating the clearances. They're still getting those inside 50 entries. They just haven't had the scoreboard to really reflect on that.
So Bahana dropped the mark and was immediately tackled by Esther Honeybun. So we'll have another stoppage. Attacking side of the wing just for the Saints. Tap down 1. McAvoy won the football. Was wrapped up immediately by Jolliffe. She just managed to get a handball away, McAvoy, and now the ball's still held up just in front of the Interchange benches here at IKON Park. Now the ball's gotten away, and Stewart, she overran the football. Coming in was Rapari. Now McAvoy did well to break a tackle and get a handball to Peterson, who got a kick up the wing. Zampanli only just missed it. Now Wilson, she got it to Borg. Her kick, though, was affected, and a trail of handballs ends with Alice Burke, who gets a kick towards the back into the hands of Radford of the Saints, and there's the siren for the first quarter. The Saints lead 2 straight 12 to Carlton 1 straight 6 here at IKON Park. The winner find themselves in the top 6. We'll be back with the second quarter after this break.
The mate with the high-tech Bluetooth fish finder, but not a life jacket. You know the type. So when enjoying the water, make the right call to keep your mates safe. Make sure they wear a life jacket. A message from your mates at Royal Lifesaving.
Draft Central is entering a new era, covering all the state leagues, from the VFLW, Sample W, Waffle W and Quaffle W, as well as their primary focus, the NAB League Girls. Draft Central has you covered when it comes to all you need to know about the future stars of the AFL Women's. Draft Central, brought to you by Rookie Me, is now on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe at Draft Central, as well as on our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages at Draft Central Oz.
The Smith family have been helping disadvantaged Australian children for decades. Today we focus on helping children break the cycle of disadvantage by supporting them to get the most out of their education. But right now, 1 in 6 Australian children are living in poverty and don't have what they need for school. These kids need a hand up, not a handout. You can help them get the school essentials they need to fit in and the extra learning support to keep up. Please sponsor an Australian child today. Search the Smith family.
Winter has really set in. Time for hot drinks, warm soups, a relaxing bath and cranking up the heater. Did you know that all these things present a burn hazard for children? In fact, 79% of burns happen in the home. Visit kidsafe.com.au to download the free burn safety checklist and get some essential tips for keeping kids safe in your home. And remember, when a burn occurs, apply cool running water for at least 20 minutes. No oil, butter, ointments or ice. Always seek medical advice if the burn is larger than 3 centimetres.
Hi, Kirk Pengilly from INXS here. And whether it's music, sweet things, puppies, movies, we all love our treats. but our eyes need treating too. 300,000 Australians, including me, are affected by glaucoma. Diagnosed early, glaucoma can be managed. Left undiagnosed, it can cause blindness. So treat yourself by treating your eyes to a simple test. Book your test at treatyoureyes.org.au today.
It's the VFL Women's Match of the Day.
And it's the Southern Saints leading Carlton by 1 goal, 2 straight 12 to Carlton, 1 straight 6 here at IKON Park. It was a hot start in the first quarter. My name's Lucy Watkin alongside Paul Spestiani, Alex Doherty and Sasha Doherty. Alex, what were your thoughts on that first quarter?
Well, as you said, Lucy, it's a really strong start to the game. Thought the Saints had the composure early, but I think Carlton have sort of whittled the momentum back in their favour with their stoppage work. We're talking about Lucy McAvoy. Surely she's got to be the number one player on the ground because, my goodness, when the loose ball's there to be won, she's so strong working it out.
Yeah, she's won a few of those balls and just busted through a few tackles. Sasha, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I think she's probably dominating, as you said, Alex. I think they'd be lost without her at this stage. Also wanted to keep an eye on, there was a little bit of a injury with Frankie Hocking in the back line for Southern Saints. She looked like she maybe got a boot to the ribs, so it'd be best to keep an eye on her. She was actually starting out the quarter with quite a good defensive play, so hopefully she's back on the field for the next one.
She's got the job on Jennifer Liu. It looked early and it was Jennifer Liu's stray boot for desperation at the goal line that unfortunately connected with Hocking's ribs, it looked like. But Jennifer Liu, the goal kicker for Carlton, took a really strong mark in the goal square, and she's playing her first game since round 4, Jennifer Liu, and in her first game of VFLW this year, she had 11 marks.
Wow.
So she will be, I think, the target up forward there for Carlton.
Absolutely. You've got to inspect a gadget arms like that. You're got to make the most of it, of Liu as a forward.
Yeah, well, it was, as we saw just before, she took that, that big pack mark, but although nobody really put any body on her, the fact that she can still take a mark in that sort of situation sort of outlines how good her marking hands are. And just looking at the Southern Saints, breaking in from their quarter time huddle, looks like Frankie Hocking is out there. She'll be right to go.
And Saltari having a great debut thus far. Laid a really good tackle, which I think ended up becoming a goal for the Saints.
Getting her hands on the footy, Saltari. I've definitely liked Tiana Smith's game as well. She's certainly running those wings, as Dale Robinson said in the pre-game. So her use of the ball, particularly setting up I think it was their second goal, that was just tremendous. That's what you've come to expect.
More textbook football from the Saints than Carlton at this stage.
It'll be interesting to see where, if anybody goes to McAvoy in this second quarter. Didn't feel like there was nobody really putting any pressure on her. She was just sort of allowed to run her own race almost.
Well, second quarter just about to get underway. To kick us off, Paul Sebastiani.
So it is the Southern Saints who lead at 2 straight 12 to the Blues. 1 straight goal, 6 points. And it will be Borg and Hines to do battle in the ruck again, as they did to begin this game. So back underway here, second quarter action at IKON Park. And tap one down there by Borg, and there's that lady of the moment again, Lucy McAvoy. Her stoppage work in the first quarter was immense, and she wins a handball out. Borg tried to win possession of the football there, was Peterson, got a little handball back to her target. Honeybun was wrapped up. Umpire said that's holding the ball, or rather Coletti. Now the Southern Saints go inside forward 50, a lovely kick as well. Not being able to take the mark was Peck. She went back in there, laid a good tackle. They do well here, the Blues, though, and there is going to be a hold. It was Bahana, who missed that mark. So Southern Saints will get a free kick. It's going the way here of Smith. So she drives this one long towards the top of the goal square. Mark nearly taken by the Carlton defender there, though. But the Southern Saints win out, and a quick snap towards goal is going to sail through.
Not a bad goal.
Kayla Rapari, fantastic effort. Great eye for goal, and she's got the Southern Saints third. 3 straight 18, the Blues 1 straight 6, and Sasha Doherty, that's just a small forward craft, isn't it?
Oh, beautiful snap, and you can see her thinking, should I, and she just went for it because she saw that Carlton player coming at her, but yeah, beautifully executed in the end.
Even going back to the couple of plays before that tackle that resulted in the free kick, they move the ball fast, and when you move the ball fast, you're always going to create the maximum scoring opportunity. Yeah. So it's good to see that the Southern Saints are switched on here, and looking at the stoppages, it's almost looking like that it's Bertuna that's got the run with job on McAvoy here, so it's going to be very interesting.
So tap won by Borg, but the clearance won there by the Saints. Coming out to meet it was Rapari. Handball out wide, found Smith, propped, got around a player, drew 3 towards her, kick inside 50, found Coletti, dropped the mark. Coming in there was DeAngelis. She wrapped her up, dropped the football, holding the ball.
Oh, what a tackle.
So that's some strong pressure inside 50 from the Saints.
Oh, you got to hold those marks though if you're Jessie Coletti. That's almost going to cost her a goal here.
So DeAngelis, she'll be kicking from about 30 metres out, slight angle. Can she make it 2 in a minute for the Southern Saints? Kick's going to drop short. Mark almost taken by Delgado, and they see it over the boundary line, the Blues defence, and we'll have a throw in inside 50 for the Southern Saints.
So Southern Saints doing the attacking early in this second quarter. They can attempt to lock this ball inside their forward half. Couple of mistakes early by some Blues defenders just allowed the Southern Saints here, and Delgado, she got a quick snap up towards centre half forward. Lou, the sole goal kicker for the Blues, she just fumbled the ball at a critical stage, but doing very well there was Peterson. She broke the lines, little kick across towards centre wing was smart. Eliza Wood comes out and takes the mark, and she's got targets further afield. One of those is Lou, who's screaming for the football. She ignored that option. And now Wood is going to go long up towards centre half forward. Southern Saints sitting under it. And a good mark taken. Rebecca Neve, she goes crossfield. It's okay. Southern Saints chipping this across half back. Target here is Bertuna. She works hard for the football. Just overran it. Honeybun went in there very hard. She went in like a freight train. Almost one clean possession of the ball. But there's going to be a free kick. It's a high free kick going the way of the Southern Saints. Hot pill early in this second term, and the Southern Saints go up towards half forward, and Peck takes the mark.
So Peck still about 80 metres from goal. She's got a strong lead from Bahana. Kick was just intercepted by Build. Now still in the hands of the Southern Saints, who go inside 50. Mark taken right on the chest of Rapari. She's kicked a goal already this quarter. Strong lead out of the goal square, and now with an opportunity on goal, slight angle, 30 metres out from goal. So looks like she's looking for an option. Few leads coming out of the goal square, but now it looks like she's up to have a shot on goal. Comes in, pops it, high kick, going, won't have the distance, falls short. Comes out the front to Coletti, just fumbled the ball. Honeybun came in, applied some pressure. Joliffe of the Saints wrapped her up inside 50. Now Stewart, snap around the body, or just go through for a behind. So the first blemish on the scoreboard for the day takes the Saints to 3-1-19, leading Carlton 1 straight 6.
So the kick in will be taken by Honeybun. She's been under the pump early now with all these Southern Saints inside forward 50. She was busy early in the first quarter as well, and she plays on immediately, and her kick up towards half back is a good one. Build takes the mark. Still inside defensive 50 here, the Blues. They try 1 straight 6, Southern Saints 3-1-19. Kick up towards half back. McAvoy was in there for Carlton. She couldn't win possession of the ball. They lay a good tackle here though. That's Kalevsky at the bottom of the pack. Umpire hovers and crosses himself and says, I'll ball it up. 55 metres out from the Southern Saint goal. Hines to do battle in the ruck. She reached up high over Borg, won the tap. Saints couldn't win clean possession though. McAuliffe in there as well. She tried to shark out a handball. Ball fell the way of Jolliffe. She put a really good bump on her opponent in Walker. Went back in to try to win the football, but a big tackle late. Umpire calling play on. Hovers again and crosses himself. And another ball up. Southern Saints just getting on top early here, Alex.
Yeah, I think they're their scoring's come on the back of great work from their pressure. Their tackles inside 50 has been extraordinary, and their tackles around those clearances as well. They've forced Carlton to fumble their ball a lot.
So clearing kick now goes up towards Lou, and she just couldn't win clean possession of the football. Doing well was Frankie Hocking after that kick to the ribs early in the quarter. And now the Southern Saints win possession. Ball falls the way of Lucy Burke, and she gets a kick out towards space. And in pursuit of the football is Bahana. She's got an acre of space to work into. Her kick up towards half forward, not the best of kicks. Honeybun came out to meet it for the Blues. She's tackled. Incorrect disposal. Well done. Free kick will go the way of Gabriella DeAngelis.
So DeAngelis.
Geez, I was going to say her tackling pressure this quarter's been really, really good.
She sends it up towards half forward. Bahana had to meet it. Tried to get the half volley. Didn't get there. Smothered the kick by Coletti, who was looking for a teammate and build. Now the Southern Saints, they inch forward in the forward pocket. Numbers there with the Blues, and they'll clear through Coletti. Looking for Peterson. Just went over her head now. Joliffe runs away from the congestion. Puts it inside 50. Diving mark. Sliding to take it was DeAngelis again. She squares up the kick onto the chest of Bahana. And she'll have a shot on goal from 30 metres out. Slight angle here at IKON Park. It's the Saints leading by 13 points. Carlton yet to score this quarter as Bahana goes through her goal kicking technique. Sends the ball on its way. Gig kick, but just fades to the left. So second behind this term for the Saints, but it's been played in their forward half, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's Carlton are just struggling to just get any clean movement with the footy. Like every chance they get is sort of resulted in a fumble, either in the defensive half or even just towards the middle of the ground. They just can't get anything going at the moment, Carlton.
So Honeybun's kick from the behind was thwarted there by the Southern Saints. They went back deep inside forward 50, but now a little bit of an opportunity here for Carlton out the back. Ball came up towards Zampaglione, but the mark taken by Vanderheim. Intercepting mark, just the defensive side of the centre square here, and she'll go back towards Frankie Hocking at true centre half-back. Lou stands a mark for the Blues, but Hocking with a kick towards this outer side, and she put her teammate under pressure in Smith, but she did really well. Showed her opponent a clean pair of heels. The kick wasn't the greatest, so might have been a free kick going the way of the Southern Saints for marking infringement on Stuber, but a good tackle there, and it'll be holding the ball, and Stuber will get the resulting free kick by the looks of it. No, it'll go the way... It will go the way of Amelia Peck, who laid a good tackle on Coletti. So at centre wing here, Peck drives this one up towards half forward. Sort of a wobbly old kick up towards half forward there, though, and Barnes won possession of the football for the Blues. Klingbeil in there. She was wrapped up as soon as she won possession, and now the kick will go back the way of the Southern Saints.
So Stewart, just on centre wing, plays on. Gets a bit of an arc going. Gets a good kick towards half forward. Good mark taken by Bahana. Plenty of space inside forward 50. Tries to find a teammate. Does really well. She was wrapped up immediately by Maeve Chaplin. Brings her to ground. Umpire hovers, holding the ball.
Stiff.
That is really stiff.
So, not sure whether DeAngelis had much prior opportunity there, but the umpire said it was holding the ball, and Maeve Chaplin's kick to the pocket found her a teammate in Ali Build. So she'll send it up the wing. Numbers there. Borg flies. Couldn't take the mark. At the fall of the ball was Stewart for the Saints. Wrapped up. Ball bobbles around at half forward. Tiana Smith wraps up her opponent. Umpire says we'll ball it up. So they're having trouble exiting defensive 50, Carlton, Sasha.
They are. They just can't seem to get past that halfway mark. And, even if they wanted to, there's no one down there at this stage to even be an option. So they're just being dominated by the Saints. And it's pretty much a fair contest on why it is in the Saints 50 at the moment.
There's probably about 3 or 4 Carlton players actually forward of the stoppage at the moment. And that's not even nearly enough.
It's
players.
not, no. And, yeah, you got 3 or 4 Saints to 1 Carlton player each time.
So free kick will go the way of Elise Burke. And she drives this one up towards centre half forward. A good kick as well, just over the head of DeAngelis. Dropped what she probably would have taken. Now Carlton have got a little bit of time and space here. Daisy Walker, the ball just didn't bounce her way. Unlucky, fell into the lap of Grace Hodder. She gets a kick up towards about 35 metres out from the Southern Saint goal. Here's Gabriella DeAngelis. She gets a kick up towards goal, but it's going to be rushed through and hit the post. And it's not Wizard Cup rules, unfortunately. It's not off the post and play on. It's still going here. So a rush behind off the post, and the free kick, the resulting kick now will go the way of Delgado. The Southern Saints go to 3-3-21. The Blues locked at 1 straight 6.
Just wanted to say before that point, Ali Build was on DeAngelis there, and she gave her about 5 metres. You've got to be a lot tighter than that.
So Lawrence gets the ball over that halfway point for Carlton. Intriguing battle continues between Hocking and Lou. It's getting physical as Lou bumps her over the boundary line, and the umpire says, let's throw it in. Still going between Hocking and Lou, a few bumps as she runs towards Carlton's forward 50. So throw in just on the attacking side of the wing for Carlton. Throw-in went towards the centre of the wing, and the tap was won by Carlton into the hands of Build. She got a handball away. Steltari was wrapped up. Now Barnes. She can send it to centre half forward to Peterson. Does really, really well to take the mark. Does Hammonds actually, but Hammonds plays on, sends it inside 50. First inside 50 of the quarter. Lou couldn't get front position on her opponent, and doing really, really well to take the mark was Radford of the Southern Saints. Sent it out wide to Petuna, dropped at her feet, came off her shins and went over the boundary line. So it will stay inside Carlton's forward 50 for the first time this quarter.
That was plum LB. So Carlton now get the opportunity to try and get a score back here. Hammonds competes in the ruck. She got a tap. McAvoy was in there for the Blues. She's going to try and win possession back, but the Southern Saints do well. Chasing the ball back here was Lawrence. She got a kick off the ground, but it's just going to trickle across the base of goal and go through for one behind. So the first score of the quarter for the Blues is a behind. They go to 1-1-7. They trail the Southern Saints by 2 even goals with 3-3-21. Alex Doherty on the special comments.
Next couple of minutes are huge for Carlton. They've got their first inside 50. The quarter's been dominated by the Saints. Now they've got to try and lock it in.
So kick out from defence was good. So Southern Saints will to continue to go forward through Peck. Peck sent it out wide to the outer side, looking for DeAngelis, who couldn't take the mark. Got into the hands of Hodder. She was wrapped up immediately, and umpire crosses himself for a ball up just beside the boundary line on the outer side of IKON Park. So going for it there was Kolevsky. She won the tap down. Coming through, McAvoy couldn't take possession. Barnes, beneficiary of a good tackle from a teammate. The kick, though, wasn't great, and it'll be a last touch out of bounds rule for the Southern Saints, just at half back for them. So bringing it in, short kick. Mark not taken there on centre wing as players now converge. Steltari does well for the Southern Saints. Now Walker tried to get a handball to McAvoy. DeAngelis lost her footing, gave way for McAvoy to come through, get the ball, wrapped up immediately by 3 Saints. Now the clearing kick towards Matten. Went through her opponent's legs, and she'll send a kick just up. DeAngelis got a hand to it. Now Build runs around her for the Blues. Got a handball into the centre of the ground. She was wrapped up. Players come in. Peterson's there for the Blues as the ball bobbles around. Gets out the back. DeAngelis now swung in the tackle. Just got a handball away to Steltari. She was wrapped up immediately. Now Barnes. She's wrapped up. Players hovering over the football as it comes out like a rugby scrum out the back. Wood turned. Kick inside 50. 1-on-1 for Lou. Gets the ball. Takes off. Gets a good shepherd from a teammate. Kick towards goal. How will the bounce? Just to the right. That takes the Blues at 1-2-8, trailing the Saints 3-3-21. 5 minutes to go in the last term.
So Carlton with a little bit of momentum building here, but the Southern Saints are going to look to bounce back the other way. They work it up towards centre wing, and DeAngelis with a little handball out, just evaded by Hana. She goes back in to try to win possession. Might have been in the back. Umpire said play on. DeAngelis goes back in. She's been lively on either wing this quarter. Blues try to outnumber the Southern Saints here 3-2. Big tackle laid over the boundary line and out of play. And the umpire says, I'll throw it in.
How that wasn't a free kick beyond me.
I don't think she even had the football.
I'll tell you what.
She had one on her body and the other one sort of around her neck.
There were a few free kicks down that opposite wing that weren't paid either. The umpire just letting things go at the moment. So ball falls out the back from the stoppage. Peterson just fumbled at a critical stage there. Let Jolliffe in, who laid the tackle. Klingbeil went in there for the Blues to win possession. She snatched the football back, but now the Southern Saints can go the other way. Rebecca Neves deep inside forward 50, but a courageous mark. Going back with the flight of the ball. And taking the courageous mark there was Chaplin. Her kick is not the greatest, so over the head of her target. Now the Southern Saints are let in here. Might have been in the back. On umpire said play on. That was definitely a push in the back by Trudgeon. It was okay though. Carlton work it up towards the middle of the ground, but it's Rebecca Neves here who's going to take the intercepting mark, and she's going to send the Southern Saints inside forward 50.
So the kick was a 2-on-1. No mark taken. Player was held. Umpire once again said play on. Honeybun was looking for a teammate in McAuliffe. Now Steltari got it to Burke. Tap forward, Joe Liff. Martin's there, broke the tackle. Gets a kick towards goal, was affected. Bahana wrapped up the defender immediately. And coming over the top, Klingbeil was there. Honeybun, Matten, all there just to support their teammates as they come up. Was Maeve Chaplin on the bottom of the pack there. Throw in 30 metres from goal. Matten won the tap down, wrapped up immediately. Umpire says, let's throw it up again. Still 30 metres from the Southern Saints goal. Ticking away to half time. Tap down there one. Jolliffe got a handball away. Was intercepted by the Blues, and there's a free kick for a hold.
I think that's the first of about 15 the umpire has seen in the last couple of passages of play there, Lucy.
So Lawrence, a long way from home from the forward line in defence, won the free kick, sent it towards the broadcast wing, and players once again converge on the football, and we'll have another throw up.
It's a real contested game at the moment here. Neither team really able to gain the ascendancy in this quarter. Lucy McAvoy lays a big tackle in that stoppage, and she will get the resulting free kick. She's been a shining light in midfield for the Blues today.
Yeah, she has. I like the matchup on Bacuna with her around the stoppages. I think her contested work this quarter certainly dipped in comparison to the first quarter, but that was a big tackle.
So the kick up towards the attacking side of the wing. Big tackle there laid by Jolliffe. And that Carlton play definitely did have prior opportunity. That was Maddie Wilson. And Jolliffe will get the resulting free kick just to the defensive side of the wing here for the Southern Saints, who do lead at 3-3-21. The Blues 1-8. Not long remaining in this second quarter. So she's called to go. Kick up towards the line. McAvoy sat under her. That's a fantastic mark, Lucy McAvoy.
They'd be lost without her today.
They definitely would be. She's been fantastic. It's another part of her game that might be a little bit underrated, that contested marking. She's so courageous in the marking contest. Borg went up, couldn't take the mark. Neve stepped through traffic, got a little handball out. Now the ball comes towards DeAngelis. She gets a kick towards the boundary line. It's a lovely hit though. Jessica Matten takes the mark, tumbling over the boundary line, but she'll come back inside play. She's got a couple of leads forward for her, and the kick in the pocket is an absolute beauty. And the mark taken by Kearns, and she will go back from a very, very difficult angle. Probably pop it towards the top of the square. Only about 30 seconds remain in this second quarter, so she'd want to get a little bit of a wriggle on here. And she decides to go short with a kick, and it's okay. And, well, Luke O'Shannessy is going to be tearing his hair out after that, because the Southern Saints have been doing that for the majority of the day, Sasha.
They have, yeah. The defence just seem to sit behind. It doesn't matter who's leading for the ball either in the Southern Saints forward line. They're just doing it really well, and they're getting in front of their players, dropping their eyes, kicking low.
So, Tiana Smith, she will kick after the siren. And she nails it. What a goal.
What a way to go into the next half.
Fantastic way to end A good first half for the Southern Saints. They go to 4-3-27 at half-time. The Blues 1-2-8. And Alex Doherty, they've done that all day, the Southern Saints, lowering the eyes inside forward 50, and the Blues defenders just haven't been on their game early.
Yeah, they've definitely looked the more likelier of the two sides with their ball use going inside 50, and that last passage of play in particular sort of just exemplified what it all means, because they've just sort of, it doesn't even matter if they're picking them out, deep inside.
Not at all. Deep
in the pocket here, but they're just.
There's a lot of opportunity.
Execution's just been brilliant. It's been a lot better than Carlton. Carlton have just been. I think the pressure certainly hasn't helped. They've sort of hack kicked and fumbled the way along the middle of IKON Park, and it's just been. It's going to be real interesting to see what sort of message Luke O'Shaughnessy has for.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of ironic that Luke was telling us, that the goal is to Carlton keep it in their 50 and basically do what Saints are doing to them. So whether they go back and talk about that, it's going to be tough to come back from this.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think as well, the clearance game is pretty equal, I think, at the moment. But it's just that class factor, Lucy. I think that's getting them over the line at the moment. The Saints.
Definitely, it was a quarter played in the Saints half, but something that I'm keeping my eye on, which you would have probably heard in my call, is the battle between Jennifer Liu and Francesca Hocking.
There were a couple of moments there in that second quarter that looked like it was going to be quite on, and
it's a bit of off the ball happening.
Argy-bargy.
A bit of argy-bargy. I don't think Frankie's going to forget that anytime soon.
But Jennifer Liu, I have loved watching when they get it into that forward half. The desperation, the calling for the ball. She's trying to make something happen in the forward half for Carlton, which is really impressive for a player who hasn't played for, 12 weeks or so?
Yeah, it's definitely something, because when you look at Carlton going forward, there doesn't look like there's many options presenting themselves for them. So, I think, Jennifer Liu's probably the only one that's really trying to make things work, and even before we sort of called it before, there's only probably 3 or 4 Carlton players, forward of the stoppage inside their defensive 50, and they're all partied up on the wing here. Now, I saw the ball cause a stoppage on Carlton's forward 50. There's a Saints player on the defensive corner of the square. They need to be more spread out.
They do, yeah. They're not using the field, bunched up. It's a bit of slow motion with Carlton as well. You notice that Saints, they get the ball, they turn and go. They don't wait.
Absolutely.
They take that opportunity, and Carlton just haven't made that easy for themselves.
They've just earned the footy a fair bit, Carlton, and I think maybe a part of that is because of that pressure.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll take this moment to have a break at halftime here at IKON Park. It's the Saints leading Carlton by 19 points.
Draft Central is entering a new era, covering all the state leagues from the VFLW, SANFL-W, WAFL-W and QAFL-W, as well as their primary focus, the NAB League Girls. Draft Central has you covered when it comes to all you need to know about the future stars of the AFL Women's. Draft Central, brought to you by Rookie Me, is now on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe at Draft Central, as well as on our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages at Draft Central Oz.
Been playing for a while, sweet kicks, 'cause footy makes you smile. Sweet Kicks football, if you're getting ready for the trials, gotta go the extra mile. Sweet Kicks football.
Not always hearing that sweet sound when you kick the ball? Need to develop your footwork or explosive speed? Want to take the next step in your footy career? Then you need Sweet Kicks. More info on our Facebook page or go to our website, sweetkicksfootballacademy.com.au.
Gotta go the extra mile. Sweet Kicks football.
It's Anna Mears winning gold.
Hey, I'm Anna Mears. Winning gold at the Olympics was an incredible feeling, and having my biggest rival, who I'd just beaten, right up next to me and lift my hand in victory topped off an amazing moment. We'd had our fair share of clashes over the years, but in the end we both respected each other, and that's what really counts in sport. Be gracious in victory and in defeat. To keep your sport inclusive, safe and fair, go to playbytherules.net.au.
We are the Australian Literacy and Numeracy Foundation, striving to empower our most marginalised communities through literacy and education. Literacy is having a voice. Literacy is opportunity. Literacy is dreaming big. Literacy is freedom. Today, you can help end inequality and give every child access to our life-changing and proven literacy programs. Your support is vital. Donate now at alnf.org.
How often should you wash your hands?
Maybe around 9 times a day. 4?
Like 20?
Maybe twice a day.
Whenever they feel dirty. When should you wash your hands?
After you touch some raw meat and before starting to eat. At the beginning, I wash my hands before preparing food.
How would you rate your knowledge of food safety?
Probably like an 8 out of 10. 6 or 7.
7.5. Learn more at foodsafety.asn.au/food safety training. Food safety, it's in your hands.
If you've had something stolen,
or if you've had property damaged, you need the police, not the sirens. If you've lost something or found something valuable,
or if you want to register a party or let us know you're going away on holiday, you need the police, not the sirens.
When you need the police, but not the sirens, you can now report these incidents online at police.vic.gov.au or call 131 444.
Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
There are plenty of classic hits radio stations, but this is where GoRadio.live is different. We unashamedly select the best music from our chosen era. We develop programs that provide the music with minimal interruption. For many hours of the day, you won't hear any announcers, just great music and the occasional station ID. We let the music play through until the end, no crossfades and no announcers talking over the start and end of tracks. We think you're going to love GoRadio.live, radio as it should be. Check it out at www.goradio.live or download the free app from Google Play or the App Store.
I was lucky that when I picked up the phone that day to call my best friend, that he answered.
Despite almost every Australian knowing someone who has been affected by suicide, we still don't talk about it. Lifeline Australia's new podcast, Holding On to Hope, shares stories of survivors and the connections made to find the hope to keep living. Because when we talk about suicide, we realise our capacity to support those around us. Holding On to Hope. lifeline.org.au/podcast.
Hi, Kirk Pengilly from INXS here. And whether it's music, sweet things, puppies, movies, we all love our treats. But our eyes need treating too. 300,000 Australians, including me, are affected by glaucoma. Diagnosed early, glaucoma can be managed. Left undiagnosed, it can cause blindness. So treat yourself by treating your eyes to a simple test. Book your test at treatyoureyes.org.au today.
No business wants to throw money away. But did you know sending resources to landfill can be more expensive than recycling them? Planet Ark's free business recycling service can kickstart your workplace recycling journey, help you find the right recycling solutions and give you a competitive edge. Join the 1 million Australians using business recycling to keep valuable resources in circulation. Visit businessrecycling.com.au. It's just good business.
Hi, this is Missy Higgins for RAD, recording artists, actors and athletes against drink driving. I see a lot of things at gigs, mostly people having a good time and a few drinks. But what I'd hate to see is someone getting behind the wheel after they'd been drinking. Being even a little bit over the limit makes it too easy to lose control. So if you plan to drink, plan ahead. Arrange a designated driver who won't drink. Remember, music lives and you should too.
Winter has really set in. Time for hot drinks, warm soups, a relaxing bath and cranking up the heater. Did you know that all these things present a burn hazard for children? In fact, 79% of burns happen in the home. Visit kidsafe.com.au to download the free burn safety checklist and get some essential tips for keeping kids safe in your home. And remember, when a burn occurs, apply cool running water for at least 20 minutes. No oil, butter, ointments or ice. Always seek medical advice if the burn is larger than 3 centimetres.
It's women's Aussie rules, they're doing what they love. They're fast, they're tough, don't mess with them cause they can get rough. Are you ready for the challenge? Are you ready for the match? It's the call of the game. It's the VFL Women's Match of the Day. It's the VFL Women's
Halftime here at IKON Park. It's the Saints leading the Blues by 19 points. Winner into the top 6, and at the moment it looks like the Saints will be taking the final spot. My name's Lucy Watkin, alongside Paul Sebastiani, Alex Doherty and Sasha Doherty. We've got an intriguing half of football to come. Can Carlton come from behind to snatch a win, or will the Saints continue on their way? Alex and Sash, what were your thoughts of that first half?
Well, it just sort of speaks to me that the Saints they're a lot more classier with the football. The clearance work, it's been pretty even, I feel. Carlton have won their fair share of clearances, and Southern Saints have won their fair share of clearances. But it just feels like that the pressure that the Saints are applying, Sasha, I don't know what you think, but I think the pressure that the Saints are applying to Carlton in that first half, it's definitely helped them hold this lead. A lot of their scores have come off the back of turnovers.
They have, yeah. Their tackling's outstanding at this stage, the pressure in general. But when you sort of said, clearances by both have been pretty good, I would say maybe just McAvoy.
Yeah. Well, you've said it all for the first half. She's saving this team from actually from being a real blowout.
Which, great asset and great player to have, but I think the other midfields especially need to step up and get in there. It's been a little bit scrappy for them. They try very hard to clear it out, but again, there's like 2, 3, 4 Saint players just waiting for that ball, and it's paying off for them, and they're moving the ball quickly down toward their forward 50. So
well, I think it was what Luke O'Shaughnessy said at the start, that their biggest weakness is letting the ball out of their forward half too easily, and it does sort of stem a little bit from that. They turn the ball over and the Saints are off to the race, and I think they've identified that problem.
Their confidence is up. I mean, they did have the 2 wins before the break, but they seem to have gone out there with their heads high, and they're dominating at this stage, and it's clean football. There's very little in the way that it's scrappy for them, so they're really making the most of those opportunities.
Well, it's the Saints leading by 19 points. Carlton just huddled up inside forward 50 as the Saints go through some run-throughs before the second half gets underway. I think for the Blues, I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I think there's been a few solid performers, not just Lucy McAvoy. She's clearly been the standout, but I've thought Esther Honeybun down on half-back's done really, really well in defence, and we've also mentioned Jennifer Liu inside forward 50, but they are just struggling to create opportunity in the forward half of the ground.
Also, Daisy Walker also has been contributing quite a bit as well, which,
I think Maeve Chaplin's done some really nice things in defence for Carlton as well. She's sort of taken a few strong intercept grabs, positions herself really, really well.
Yeah, she does.
So I think she's doing her draft chances no harm as well.
Not at all.
Yeah, very exciting to be. She'd be only 18 and been under siege at times, but done really, really well to hold up the Saints forwards, who had plenty of opportunities in the second quarter, but finished with 2 goals either end of the quarter as well. One within the first minute and one after the siren. So hopefully Carlton can peg a few back. They did not score a goal in that second quarter. The Saints leading by 19 points as the players head out into position.
We mentioned just before Carlton in the huddle, what sort of message would you be giving to the troops at just before the second half? I mean, do you feel like if this is it? Do you feel like this is it? If we can't get anything going, then that's almost us. That's almost our race run.
Well, Luke O'Shaughnessy said they weren't really focusing on the finals or that kind of thing, but I thought Dale Robinson's message when we spoke to her before the game of, we don't want our season to finish next week. The girls don't want the season to be finished next week, and I would hope that that's sort of the message that Luke O'Shaughnessy would be giving. Do we want this to be the end of our season, or do we want to keep playing? Do we want to have a crack at the finals, or is this it?
Yeah, because a loss here, and it makes it really, really hard. Even if they win next week, it makes it really, really hard for them to sort of get that last spot in the top 6.
You never want to be going into a final round hoping that other results fall your way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're relying on that, I feel like then you probably shouldn't be playing finals.
Alex Doherty there on special comments. He's alongside Sasha Doherty in the match analyst's chair. My name is Lucy Watkin, and Paul Sebastiani will be taking us away for the second half here at IKON Park.
So second half about to get underway here. It is the Southern Saints leading it
4-3-27 to the Blues, 1-2-8 as we're back underway here with second half action. And from the restart, Neves was over the football for the Southern Saints, but looks like Carlton are going to go towards forward 50 in the form of Daisy Walker. Zampaglione chasing the football, just keeping it inside the boundary line. Her kick is trekking inside forward 50 for the Blues. Lou was in there for Carlton as well, but the Southern Saints shark out a few little handballs out the back. Borg sat underneath the football. McAvoy in there for Carlton, may have dropped it. Umpire said it was okay. Neves went in there as well. Yes, Alex Stockley, it's been happening all day, but it's all right. Southern Saints now go through half back. The kick sitting under it is Borg, went up with one hand, couldn't take it. Now the Southern Saints through Jolliffe. Little kick up towards centre wing. Here comes Amelia Peck. Coletti in hot pursuit of her as well, but the boundary line's going to beat them all. And we'll have it tossed in. Broadcast side here of IKON Park. Southern Saints lead at 4-3-27, the Blues 1-2-8, but good clearance work early from Carlton, Alex.
Yeah, it's promising signs early. They got the first centre clearance, but let's see what happens here.
So tap down one there by the Saints, coming through as Stewart. Got possession, went for the handball, hesitated, Barnes wrapped her up, and a free kick for holding the ball. Centre wing will go the way of Michaela Barnes. Another Blue who was part of the changes for this round. Sends it up towards Lou, bodied out her opponent and fell into the lap of Steph Lawrence. Turned to kick around the body inside 50, bounced over the head of Peterson. Tapped down one to Lou. She handballed it back to Peterson, got it back on the boundary. Kick towards goal, don't tell me, no.
It's pretty close.
Just across the face for the first score of the half, which was a behind. So that takes the Saints 4-4-28 to the Carlton 1-2-8.
It was a good effort, but you could have easily given it off to Zampaglione, who was running towards goal.
Centre kick would have been
spot on, Alex, and Sasha, definitely that was trying to go for Hollywood, but nearly paid off. But the Blues are going to go back inside forward 50 through Trudgeon. She thumps a long kick up towards a hot spot. Lou went up, couldn't take it, had it well fisted away from her. McAvoy in there for the Blues. Though they win possession back here. Lou with a snap towards goal. It's a 1-on-1. Neves did well though against Peterson, and the boundary line beats them both, and we'll have it tossed in. Positive signs early here for Carlton. They still trail 1-2-8. Southern Saints 4-3-27.
They're fired up.
So McAvoy around the contest for the Blues. So's Lou from the restart. Ball around about 45 metres out from the Carlton goal. Southern Saints do well to lock this up. And we'll have another restart here, 45 metres out from the Carlton goal. Carlton 1-3-9, Southern Saints 4-3-27.
So still inside 50 for the Saints. McAvoy was taken high. Was just about to win the clearance, and she won the free kick. 45 metres from goal. Looks like she's going to have a crack. Sends it on its way. Won't have the distance. Goes to the pocket. Peterson contested. Lou was behind her, and we'll have a throw in inside forward 50 for the Blues.
Lou was also in a nice headlock then as well. Just saw that in my binoculars. Not sure who it was, but looked pretty feisty.
Can't be Frankie Hocking, could it?
No.
She's been very physical and lively inside forward 50, Lou. But Zampaglione, her kick was smothered towards goal. In comes Lou. She gets in over the top, wins the football, stands up in the tackle. Handball at the back, found Hammonds, who was wrapped up immediately. 30 metres still from Carlton's goal, and we'll have another ball up.
So, a tight contested start to this second half.
They've got a bit of a wall here, Carlton. They've got two spares behind the stoppage here.
So Zampaglione for the Blues. She threw her body on the line. Couldn't win possession. Her opponent went in, tried to win the ball for the Southern Saints. Little flick, handball out the back there towards Smith. She did well, but the Blues do well to win possession back. Trudgeon was in there for Carlton. Plenty of players around this one. Barnes in there as well. And we'll have another stoppage as the Southern Saints get this one outside their defensive 50. So again, plenty of players around this contest. Tap down there, won well by Hines, but the Blues are going to go inside forward 50. Handball there by McAvoy, just eluded her intended target. Tiana Smith with a massive tackle, but was a hold, and the free kick will go the way of Charlotte Hammonds. So she's a little bit too far out to score here. She's got a bit of a space inside forward 50, and the Blues create the leading lanes, and she goes short in that direction. Kick over the top of her target. Zampaglione did really well with the pickup, and the right foot snap towards goal. It's touched on the line. It is touched on the line.
Unlucky.
That deserved a goal.
She started well this quarter, Zampaglione, getting into a lot of dangerous spots inside 50.
So the Blues now 1-4-10 and the Southern Saints 4-3-27.
So the Saints find Jolliffe from the kick-in. Still hemmed in defensive 50. Got options to her left, but decides to head towards the outer wing. Sends it up the line looking for Bahana and Smith. And it goes over the boundary line without anyone touching it. So it'll be last touch out of bounds going the way of the Blues. So Coletti plays on, sends it back inside 50. Fly from behind by Lou. Couldn't take the mark. Clear and kick now by Alice Burke back towards that outer wing. Mark couldn't be taken by DeAngelis. Now Barnes, Trudgeon. They lay a strong tackle, gets into the path of Stewart of the Saints. Her handball back to Neves up the outer wing. Through the legs of DeAngelis out the back. Seen over the boundary line. And we'll have a ball in just on the attacking side of the wing for the Southern Saints. They haven't had an inside 50 yet this half. They're edging closer as the boundary umpire just sets themselves on the outer wing. Big wind up. Throw comes in. Tap down. Plenty of players meet the ball on the volley. And the umpire says, let's ball it up.
So the Southern Saints just slowly but surely working their way towards their forward 50. Borg won the tap, fell the way of McAvoy, and it's another clearance for her though. The Saints have got numbers here. It's a 2-on-1. Having it well fisted away from her was Radford, and laying a big tackle there was Wilson. She did really well, but now bursting through the contest. The Southern Saints go up towards half forward. Coletti tried to fist the ball away there from her opponent. She did well, was okay. And they do well to lock the ball here, though. Coming in for the Blues was Delgado. Little handball out towards McAvoy. She gets little handball out towards her target. And a big tackle there on Barnes, and that's holding the ball. And Jolliffe will take the resulting free kick 55 metres out from the Southern Saints goal. This will be their first real dangerous foray forward. It's a good kick as well. Tiana Smith, 55 metres out at true centre half forward. She lowers the eyes. She pops up a little kick towards the top of the goal square. Borg went up, fisted the ball away. Little handball out by Trudgeon was okay. Coletti, snap around the body. She went about 20 metres back, but it was okay. It worked out well, and now the Blues can build up from the back pocket.
So Build took the mark on the chest, plays on now. Sends it towards the broadcast wing. Lose there. Fisted away from her by Hocking. Smith got a handball to Rapari. Will send it inside 50. And defensive mark taken there by Paige Trudgeon. She's going to switch it now. Finds Hammonds. Hammonds just surveying her options. Continues. Goes towards the outer wing. Does really well. Finds a teammate who'll send it towards half forward. Peterson comes out, meets it, takes a mark on the outer wing. She's got players streaming forward. Goes short again. Done well to connect a few chains of possession
beautiful
here.
link-ups.
So they've linked up well, as Sash just mentioned, but just ends there at half forward. Now is an opportunity for Steltari of the Saints. She was just harassed out of it. Burke now just tried to sweep the handball away from half back. Peterson, kick around the body into the path of Zampaglione. Drew the player. Handball though was just an up and under. Coming through now, Rapari kept it in front of her.
Well done.
Can get possession. Quick kick into the centre of the ground will be marked by Delgado.
So Blues doing well here. They're going to get this ball back going forward. Mark taken by Honeybun, and she can take off. She takes a bounce. She snipped around her opponent really well in peck. Went knee on knee there, I think.
Kick.
But a lovely kick as well. Mark taken by Stephanie Lawrence. She lowers the eyes, goes inside forward 50. It's a smart kick. That's got to be 50, umpire, and it is.
Oh, that was really silly.
Maddie Wilson, she'll go to the goal line, and she'll kick a certain goal for Carlton, who deserve this one. They've been the better team in this third quarter, Sasha Doherty.
Yeah, they have. They've really stepped it up. And I don't know what Luke had said to them during the halftime break, but it's clearly working. And they're moving the ball much more efficiently now as well. They're not wasting time looking. They're just going for it.
So some great link-up play, and now Maddie Wilson, she trots in and kicks the goal, and Carlton get their second of the day.
Really silly to give away that free kick as well.
Yeah, it almost looks like they're a little bit frustrated at the moment, the Southern Saints, because now this is probably the best I've seen from the Blues this afternoon.
Yeah.
This afternoon. But it's sort of, they've dominated the clearances early this quarter. Lucy McAvoy's been on top of it, and they're getting those, and they've sort of locked in the ball in their forward half.
They're doing all those little things much better, the marking, tackling.
Yeah, that's it. And I wasn't quite sure who it was. It might have been Jolliffe that gave the late shove. Didn't need to do that.
No, it was already taken.
Yeah.
It was Jolliffe who gave away the 50 there, but puts Carlton within 11 points. So just 2 goals could get them back in front. Tap down was 1, went to Gurr. Brie Gurr tried to get around an opponent, just got the handball away. Klingbeil, she collected it, was speared into the ground, and the umpire did see that one. So Amelia Klingbeil will win free kick in the middle of the ground for the Blues. Plenty of voices and players streaming towards that outer wing. Going for it was Hammonds, fisted it down, now kicking towards half forward, gets into the path of Radcliffe. She just got a handball away and on the edge of the centre square. Jolliffe came in with another just tough physical tackle, and it'll be a high free kick again to Klingbeil.
So Klingbeil, she's been in the wars thus far in the last minute. She'll get the resulting free kick at centre wing, and she drives it.
She
she's
got
cleaned
bumped.
up off the ball.
Oh, beautiful.
Ill discipline from the Southern Saints here.
Is that Jolliffe again?
And I think it may have been. It's going to be another 50. It's all happening out here at IKON Park. A free kick, and now a 50-metre penalty.
It's almost looking like it's going to be on here.
They can't take the Carlton pressure at the moment.
They're getting very frustrated.
The Blues right on top, and it's going to be Eliza Wood from point-blank range.
It's going to cost them the game if that.
And Eliza Wood comes in and kicks the goal.
Oh my goodness.
So Carlton go to 3-4-22, and we have a ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Alex, your tip might come true.
So 4-3-27.
I'm going to keep the lid on that. I'm going to keep the lid on that. What's going on here? It's a completely different Southern Saints outfit at the moment. They're just being so ill-disciplined. Like, whether or not Carlton are actually they're up and about, the mood's changed. They're sort of they're getting more up and in their face. They're playing like now that there's something to play for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really exciting quarter, this one.
If they lose this, the Southern Saints, it'll almost be a meltdown of epic proportions.
So Klingbeil, she won the clearance, got a kick to centre half forward. Zamplioni met the ball strongly. Handball over the top was looking for Lawrence. Kick off the ground inside 50. Hammonds was held without it, but umpire said play on. Now with it, Kolveski, she was wrapped up, dropped the football, still play on from the umpire. Still just inside 50 for the Blues, comes in, wraps his arms, nope, says play on. Kick around the body from Gert, just slipped through the fingers of the Southern Saints defence. Now working it towards the boundary is Hocking, just kicking it off the ground. Lou on the wing, she applies some pressure, players come in all over the top. Umpire comes in, crosses his arms, and we'll have a ball up on the outer wing. Also, just apologies to Gemma Radford. I called her Radcliffe before. Not Harry Potter out there.
I had that issue yesterday.
Yeah.
I was calling Jordan Boyd Jesse Boyd, so you're not alone, Lucy. You're not alone. So, from the restart, we'll have yet another stoppage. This game has really come to life here in this second half, if it hadn't before. So from the stoppage, getting her way through there was Capsalis. Her kick is going to go out of bounds on the full though, and the resulting free kick will go the way of the Blues. So Trudgeon, smack bang centre wing here at IKON Park on the outer side. She plays on and she wheels this one up towards half forward. Ball falls out the back now. Here's Charlotte Hammond. She gets a kick up towards a hot spot. Low out the back.
Watermark.
And with a straight kick here, incredibly, she can put Carlton in front.
That was terrific positioning there from Charlotte Hammonds. Was at the back of the pack. Didn't have to fly up for the grab. She knew she was the only one that was down there, and a brilliant read as well by Jennifer Liu.
So Jennifer Liu, she is 10 metres out. Acute angle. And she puts the Blues in front.
Who would have thought?
4-4-28. Southern Saints 4-3-27. And Alex, well, this is a big comeback on the cards for Carlton here.
Yeah, what a tremendous quarter so far it's been for Carlton, and it's on the back of great work from the stoppages, and again and even if they don't win the ball from the stoppage, they're forcing the Saints to play wide and turn the ball over, whether it's out in the full or an intercept mark. They've just got the game on their terms now, and now it's on the Saints. What response can they have? That they gave away two really messy 50-metre penalties. Now it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
So Carlton hit the front for the first time this game as we go back in for the restart. Looks like it will be the Blues that win the clearance again. Borg comes through, kicks it from the centre of the ground, but it's going to be just cut off by the defence of the Southern Saints. Goes out wide to Smith. So Tiana Smith takes the mark on the broadcast wing, told to play on, gets around her opponent in Peterson. Now looks to go inboard, looking for DeAngelis. Doing really well to get a fist on it was Coletti. DeAngelis, though, got the crumbs. Her handball, though, went to McAvoy. She finds Zamplioni. She looks to go towards centre half forward. Oh! She was taken out, but Lou, she got the crumbs. Now inside 50, turns from Lawrence. Snap around the body. Goal!
Holy moly.
So not only have they taken the lead, they found themselves 8 points in front as we head into the last quarter. Eliza Wood coming off the ground after that strong contact, but if she didn't take it, they wouldn't have got the goal.
No, exactly. Great courage.
Spot on, Lucy. That's the sort of commitment and courage that Carlton have really shown to the contest this quarter, and and from that play in particular, it all opened up. And again, I think even the two Saints defenders, they're very sloppy to let the ball get past them as well. That was their last line. If it got past them, that was an easy goal.
So Blues now out to a game high lead from their perspective. 5-4-34 plays 4-3-27 from the restart. Ball in dispute here. Borg is over the football for the Blues. It flicks out the side of the contest. McAuliffe was there for Carlton. Being wrapped up as soon as she won the football was Barnes. McAuliffe was taken high, and it's going to be a free kick going the way of the Blues. So it'll be McAuliffe at the point of the centre square. She sends it up towards centre wing. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of the Southern Saints. They get numbers back here, although the Blues win possession. Not a bad handball, just eluded Borg. She went back in there, picked it up, got a handball towards Barnes, just went over her head. She flicked out a handball and it was picked off there by Peck. She goes towards centre half forward. Her target was Bohana. Had it well fisted away from her. The Carlton defence do well. They work it up towards Peterson, and now she can go. Little handball over the top to Zampaglione, who's been everywhere in this third quarter. She was run down, just got a kick away. Goes inside forward 50. Peterson chased after it. She dived on top of it. Ball falls out of the pack. Plenty of players around this one. Lou went in there for the Blues. She got a little handball out. Little handball sharked over the top by Wilson. And running in towards goal is Daisy Walker. And she has a shot at goal and hits the post. Yeah. Carlton are peppering away here. 5-5-35 plays 4-3-27. All one-way traffic in this quarter, Sasha.
There it is. And the Saints are leaving that goal line wide open for Carlton. It's defensively, they need to really tighten up.
So Vanderheim with the kick in. Finds Alice Burke in the pocket, who goes up the outer wing. So they've done well to exit defensive 50 so far, the Saints, but not a lot forward of the football. Collecting it on the half volley, wrapped up, holding the ball. So they just can't do anything right this quarter, the Saints. And now they'll be sent back inside forward 50 for the Blues, and there's a free kick, and it's going the way of Carlton.
The ball. She was cleaned up off the ball, I think. It was Trudgeon who sent the ball inside forward 50. She was cleaned up.
looked like the umpire was motioning a hold. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there. But they're getting those repeat inside 50s, and it's direct. So if the ball's going in direct and inside 50, the Saints defenders are going to panic, and that's all they've done this quarter is that they've panicked. And there's the siren. Can't come at a better time.
Steph Lawrence for her second. Absolutely nails it. And that was a 5-goal-to-none quarter to the Blues. They've found themselves... I'm very bad at maths. They've found themselves 14 points up at three-quarter time after trailing by 19 points coming into the third quarter. The Southern Saints are huddled up here on the field, and you just got to say it must be the ill discipline would have to be being talked about right now.
Yeah, you'd have to be talking about what went wrong in that quarter, because literally everything went wrong. It sort of stemmed off from the back of those two 50-metre penalties, and it sort of all just snowballs from there. And now they've got that chance to regroup, because I was thinking the last 5 minutes there, that three-quarter time siren has to come, because they've just looked so sloppy. They've looked so second best towards the contest, and Carlton, they're playing like they've got nothing to lose now, and now they're in that sort of box seat for that last spot in the six.
They are, and I wonder, Dale Robinson would have to be telling, don't be silly, play disciplined football, don't give away free kicks like that, because this is where it makes such a difference on the scoreboard, especially when you're 10 metres out.
Oh, she'd have to be filthy.
Yeah.
There would have to be a roast coming up.
So I mean, they can't hang their heads yet. They've got to just forget those poorly executed moments of the game. But I mean, Carlton have been outstanding in the third quarter. You can't fault them.
Absolutely not. I think their clearance work, it's now not just Lucy McAvoy, but there's other players sort of contributing. I thought Klingbeil as well had a really good third quarter, and I think Zampaglione not particularly in that middle, but I think she's been very lively.
The ball through.
She's been very lively, yes, in moving the ball, being at the feet of the big packs inside forward 50 as well.
So with that, we'll take a break. Carlton have hit the front here at IKON Park. They lead the Southern Saints by 14 points.
The average person spends 44 minutes a day thinking about food. At Oz Harvest, thinking about food is a full-time job because we're always looking for new ways to nourish our country and combat food waste and hunger. Every day, we rescue quality surplus food across Australia and deliver it to those who'd otherwise go hungry. And you can help. Every dollar donated to Oz Harvest can provide 2 meals to people in need. Visit ozharvest.org. Thought for food.
There are plenty of classic hits radio stations, but this is where GoRadio.live is different. We unashamedly select the best music from our chosen era. We develop programs that provide the music with minimal interruption. For many hours of the day, you won't hear any announcers, just great music and the occasional station ID. We let the music play through until the end, no crossfades and no announcers talking over the start and end of tracks. We think you're going to love GoRadio.live, radio as it should be. Check it out at www.goradio.live or download the free app from Google Play or the App Store.
They're my grandkids. Gee, they can make some noise. But you know what? It's a beautiful sound because they're alive and having fun. The sound I hate is silence in the pool. When a child drowns, you hear nothing. No splashing, no cries for help. Be vigilant around water. Fence the pool, shut the gate. I teach your kids to swim, it's great. Supervise, watch your mate, and learn how to resuscitate. I'm Laurie Lawrence. Kids Alive, do the 5.
Draft Central is entering a new era, covering all the state leagues from the VFLW, Sample W, Waffle W and Quaffle W, as well as their primary focus, the NAB League Girls. Draft Central has you covered when it comes to all you need to know about the future stars of the AFL Women's. Draft Central, brought to you by Rookie Me, is now on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe at Draft Central, as well as on our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages at Draft Central Oz.
It's the VFL Women's Match of the Day.
And what a match it has been here at IKON Park. The Blues hitting the front in the third quarter, kicking 5 goals to none to go 6-5-41. The Southern Saints 4-3-27. My name's Lucy Watkin, alongside Paul Sebastiani, Alex Doherty and Sasha Doherty as the players head to their positions for the final quarter. But just from a body language point of view, Carlton look up and about.
Yeah, absolutely, and it certainly showed in that third quarter as well. Just the amount of times they won the ball from the stoppage, they held the footy in their forward half. I was just watching the Southern Saints huddle at that three-quarter time. Dale Robinson, not exactly blasting them, but she's sort of moving her hand around, very very stern, very strict sort of instructions. I think they just need to get back to their basics. They just need to sort of match them around the stoppages and sort of just be composed.
So, final quarter action underway here at IKON Park as Borg won the tap down. McAvoy was in after it as well.
Klingbeil dumped again.
So, yeah, Klingbeil, she's been in and out.
Not sure what she's done on field.
She's, after not playing for 3 weeks, she's going to be sore tomorrow.
So, Borg won the tap down. Again, she goes back in there to try to win her own football, but smart kick off the ground there by Hines. And they go in towards the middle of the ground. It was a risky kick, and coming out to meet it was Hammond. She's going to chase after the football as well, or rather that was Peterson. And being wrapped up there was Lawrence. Might have been holding the ball. Umpire said play on. Coming out was Tiana Smith. She got a little handball over the top towards Rapari. She gets a handball back to Smith. And just being worried out of it there, though, by Bunn. She got a handball up towards centre wing. Tiana Smith in there. Bunn went back in, got the handball. Klingbeil got a kick up towards Lou, kept it out in front of her. Ball fell the way there, though, of Hocking. And she got a long kick up towards centre wing. Rapari sitting under it, takes the chest mark. And now the Southern Saints can go forward.
So Rapari just in front of the interchange benches. Opts to go short. She was looking for Hines. Went over her head now. Trudgeon, holding the ball. Couldn't get the kick away, so free kick now to DeAngelis of the Southern Saints. Looks like they'll be the first to go inside 50 in the final quarter. She's just taking her time. She's been told to play on. Gets around her opponent in Trudgeon. Sends it inside 50, looking for Matten under it. Now Delgado punched it away. To the foot was Jolliffe. Her kick was good, and it found Tara Bahana just on the chest.
That was terrific play there by the Southern Saints, because that was the player identified that space for Matten to run onto. Very unlucky not to get the mark too, but they just kept the ball moving, and that's what sort of got them in that position at half time. The Southern Saints just keep the ball moving.
Yeah, Matten looks a bit sore after that, to be honest.
So Bahana, can she get one back for the Southern Saints? She absolutely can. So the first goal of the quarter goes the way of the Southern Saints. Can they reel back the deficit? Nope.
Well, it's a good start. It's a good start by the Southern Saints, and yeah, just sort of before, just that sort of that ball movement. They were just quite composed. They were looking for the right options as well, which was sort of what they were doing in the first half. So they look like they've sort of got themselves back on track early with that goal, and good time for Bahana to pop up with one. She's been pretty solid for them all season.
So an 8-point ball game in favour of the Blues after kicking 5 goals to zip in that third quarter. The Southern Saints get one back early in this final term, and from the restart it's Borg and Hines to do battle. They've battled it out in the ruck all day today. Gurr was smashed off the football and was very well shepherded there. Jolliffe laying a big tackle on Borg. Borg still shoved the handball out. They win possession back. It's Capsalis bursting away from the stoppage. She gets a kick up towards the goal scorer, Bahana. Coming through to meet it there for the Blues was Honeybun. She's been very good defensively all day. Klingbeil put her head over it again, had it slapped away from her. And again, the Blues try to force this ball forward. Trudgeon trying to force the issue as well, but she's caught holding the ball, trying to force her way through a few tackles. And now the Southern Saints can build again through Capsalis. So she'll get the resulting free kick, the attacking side of the centre square.
So Capsalis, slow to go back on her mark. She's really looking for that option inside 50. Sends it that way to a 2-on-1. Coletti, she got in front for the Blues, couldn't take the mark. Now Stewart, she busts through, just gets a kick towards the goal square. Bouncing ball, came to meet it, was Peck. She couldn't take the mark. Now McAvoy will clear for the Blues. Sends it towards the outer wing, looking for Wilson. Really strong mark taken in front there by Alice Burke. So Burke sends it back towards half forward. Numbers with the Blues. Bahana slapped away from her. Hammonds just kicked it off the ground. Now Burke, she'll get the ball again on the outer wing. Gets around a few defenders, puts it on the left, inside 50, looking for DeAngelis. McAvoy meets it first, coming through Rapari, now cleared by Delgado. Her kick high up and under towards the wing. Standing underneath it was Peterson. Back inside 50 now for the Saints. Rapari, she couldn't take clean possession. Her and DeAngelis scrap for the ball. 49 metres out from goal, but McCarllis will clear it away for the Blues.
So, ball put back inside forward 50. Coletti sits under it and she takes the mark. So, it'll be Coletti inside defensive 50. Southern Saints with the momentum early in this quarter. Ball kicked up towards half-back, fisted away there by Neves. Going back in to win the football was Lawrence, and the Blues go up towards centre wing, but it's chopped off. So the Southern Saints just slowly building here. Back towards half forward. This ball is going to be cut off by McAuliffe. She comes across and she cops a whack to the ribs. So, again, plenty of players forward of the ball. McAuliffe has no real option but to kick this ball long towards a contest. Ball fell out the back there. Klingbeil was in there for the Blues. Barnes was in there as well. Stepped through one. Got a little handball out. Now the Blues go up towards Lou. Over her head. She might bounce fortuitously for her. She did really well. Got a handball to Zampaglione. She's got a free goal square to kick to. She kicks up towards full forward. It's bouncing. It's not going to be a goal. It's going to fall short of the line. Tiana Smith went in there for the Southern Saints, but wrestling the ball back. Did it really well. Zampaglione snapped towards goal, but it's going to go out of bounds on the full. Opportunity miss for the Blues.
That was a good effort there from Steph Lawrence. Just sort of had to either cause the stoppage or force the turnover, but she actually won the footy against Tiana Smith. So that was a big win there for the Blues.
So Vanderheim with the ball. Looking, decides to go short to Hocking. Play on, wasn't the required 15 metres. She looks to go short and finds Stewart. Did really well to meet the football. She heads towards the broadcast wing. Kick, though, over the head of the intended target and into the hands of Paige Trudgeon of the Blues. Told to play on. Just evaded her opponent in Bahana. The kick, though, along the ground, straight back into the hands of the Saints' defence. Comes back up the line, and good contested mark taken there by Esther Honeybun. Probably played her best game of the season today, Esther Honeybun. Kick was smothered. Bouncing ball towards half forward. Gert, she got the ball. Now handballs to McAuliffe. Gets around one, gets around two. Kick around the body. Didn't go far, and Tiana Smith clears it up the line. Delgado out the back, Matten. She's got time and space. She puts it into the path of her teammate inside forward 50. Just bounces through her legs, through the legs of Amelia Peck, and Coletti did really well to clear it to Hammonds. Now Hammonds the ones with space. She runs through the centre of the ground. One bounce, keeps running, kicks it inside forward 50. Peterson! She takes the mark 40 metres from goal, directly in front.
Could I just say, the poise of Jess Coletti across half back today has just been, she's just been a calming influence across there, just quietly.
Yeah, I think her second half in particular has been very outstanding.
Peterson goes short. Just misses the mark, does Hammonds. Goes to ground. Scraps for the football coming in, Vanderheim. They all just fight for the football now inside 50 for the Blues. Zampaglione couldn't get possession. Alice Burke was wrapped up by Maeve Chaplin. Peterson still with the footy. Tried to get it back to Barnes, who was tackled. Now Smith clearing kick into the middle of the ground and was marked by Borg.
Breathe.
Yep.
Borg.
I've just got to say, how stiff was Amelia Peck before?
Yeah.
Ball just not bouncing the right way. It's a really hot contest at the moment. Gurr was in there. Borg went back in there. Quick kick off the ground. Coming across there, here was Honeybun trying to defend, but again, the Southern Saints go forward of centre, up towards centre wing. Coletti in pursuit there with with Peck. Peck was taken without it. Umpire said it was okay, and they fished the ball out the back here. Now the Southern Saints, they come towards the middle of the ground. Coming out to meet the football for the Saints was Batuna. But they do well here, though. Ball falls away now with Jolliffe. She gave away a couple of free kicks in that third quarter, but she turns it over here. Lucy McAvoy, handball out to Wilson. She just spilled it at a critical moment. Let the Southern Saints in here, and we're probably going to have a ball up. Just the attacking side of the centre square for the Southern Saints. They still trail. 5-3-33 plays 6-5-41.
Let's need to get a couple on the board, the Saints, just to keep it in.
So from the restart, Hammond's trying to burst her way through a stoppage, and that's holding the ball. And the Southern Saints will get the resulting free kick. And they go quickly, and they're going to burst through half forward.
So Smith takes a bounce, gets 40 metres out, goes towards goal, bounce, just away to the right.
So close.
So they've taken the margin down to 7 points. Now the Southern Saints. So there's not much in it here in the last quarter. So Honey Buns just inside the goal square, takes the kick in, looks to go long towards the wing. Borg was underneath it, couldn't take the mark. Now Hines, just a handball and hope into space. Big tackle by Zamplioni, just got the handball away, did Jolliffe. Kick around the body by Smith was good, and the mark was even better by Peck. Peck looks to go short to Matten, does well, and she marks it in the pocket. So 30 metres out from goal. Very tough angle for Jess Matten.
Bit of space there for a player to run onto here.
She was looking to square the football, but she's going to have a shot on goal, Jess Matten. Can she get the Saints within just 1 point? Kick towards goal. Looks pretty good. In fact, it's very good. She kicks the goal, Jess Matten, and she gets the Saints within 1 point. It's 6-3-39, trails 6-5-41. We've got a game here at IKON Park.
Jess Matten, I've loved watching her play at the AFLW level this year, and just sort of one of the big reasons why is her kicking. Like she just
backs herself.
She just backs herself in every time, and that's just I think that's a just deserving goal, because they've sort of stiffed to miss out on a couple there. We had Peck before, and Tiana Smith bursting through the middle should have been a goal, but
should have been,
that's a just reward for the Saints' efforts this quarter.
Absolutely.
So it's game on here at IKON Park. From the contest, the Blues go inside forward 50. Lou, the target, had it well fisted away from her by Hocking. Ball still inside forward 50 for the Blues. Big tackle laid by Jolliffe. She's imposed her will on this game all day today. And we'll have a ball up 48 metres out from the Carlton goal. So from the restart, Jolliffe in there again for the Southern Saints. Big tackle laid there. They do well defensively. Rebecca Neves with a kick just skewed off the side of her boot. Carlton can go back inside forward 50. Walker was just worried off the football. Oh, smart little kick off the ground there. It worked out well. Neves chased her own football, but the handball is going to go over the boundary line and out of play. And it will be the last touch rule. So free kick will go the way of Gert. Ignores the lead there of Maddie Wilson. So Gert pops this one back inside forward 50 for the Blues. Lou just went over her head. Eliza Wood, she wins possession of the football in the forward pocket. Handball to Wilson. She snaps around the body. It was well smothered. Coming in to meet the football was Chaplin. She gets a kick towards goal, but it's going to be chopped off. And Tiana Smith will take the mark on the last line of the fence, and the Southern Saints can build from full back.
I feel like she's had a big quarter, Tiana Smith. She's really stood up in these moments where they need somebody to step up after such a really poor third term.
So she elects to go back towards the broadcast wing and finds Neves. Neves looks inboard, does well to find Stewart. Stewart plays on, heads towards the wing, finds Jolliffe, was strong under the football, holds it up at half back. Southern Saints trailing by just 1 point here at IKON Park, told to play on. Just was a bit lackadaisical with the kick, so it's cut off by Wood. Her handball though, slapped away by Hines, kept Wilson away from it, put her to ground. Now Burke with the football, just got the kick away. Neves sends it up the broadcast wing, players under the footy. McAuliffe strong, told to play on, so just kicks around the body, does well to find her teammate in Walker. Walker centre wing now on the broadcast side. Just holds the football up. Still 9 minutes to play in the final term. Plenty of time for the Saints to maybe get back in front. Kick in the middle was intercepted by Smith. She holds Walker out. Walker now finds herself with a bit of space on the outer side. Just fumbles the football at the critical moment. Now Smith, handball back, finds its way to Burke. She was pushed off the footy. Now Lawrence, her handball at the top, finds Build. She'll get a kick away towards centre half forward. Wilson comes out to meet it. Kicks it inside 50. It's Hocking and Lou, and Hocking will win on this occasion.
So Hocking marks uncontested, and now she transfers play towards this broadcast side, and in an acre of space it's Capsalis. She goes short with a kick towards centre wing. It's a good one as well. Finds her target in Kearns. She comes a turn inside. Her kick nearly over the head of Hannah Stewart, who's able to dive and take the mark on the second attempt. She's called to go. Her kick towards centre half forward. It's okay. It's going to work out well.
Nice.
Tiana Smith, she steadies from 35 metres out, lines it up, and she puts the Southern Saints in front.
Oh.
No, as the umpire called touch, no, all clear. It's a goal.
Tiana Smith. Both ends of the ground.
She's been the focal point in this last quarter, and the Southern Saints wrestle back the lead 7-4-46. The Blues 6-5-41, and maybe just that kick inside there, Alex. That was just maybe they bit off a little bit too much. They could chew there.
There was quite a few Saints players on in the middle of the ground. That's exactly what happened. You know, if you're Carlton, that's exactly what you didn't need, because I think their defensive pressure has actually been pretty good this half.
It has,
and I think those sort of kicks just opens it up. And Tiana Smith's the last player you want with the ball in her hands. She's a very, very good finisher.
So back to the middle of the ground. What can Carlton do? Ticking away to full time. They've given up the lead, and now Southern Saints. Neither team wins the clearance directly. Umpire still hovering, waiting for the ball to come out, but it's not making its way out, so we'll have another ball up just on the edge of the centre circle. So it's Borg and Hines. Borg won the tap down, got to McAvoy. Her kick was a high kick just towards centre half forward. Wilson was under it, came off her toes. Zamplioni was tackled immediately, so couldn't get a disposal away. Now it's in the hands of Neves. She's wrapped up by Chaplin. And so we'll have another ball up, attacking side of the square for the Blues. So Carlton hit the front in the third quarter. Southern Saints now have wrestled back the lead. They lead by 5 points. Time ticking down. Neves came out the back to Stewart. Wilson, kick around the body inside 50. Under it was Hammonds. Got it to ground. Zamplioni overrun it, and Burke got away a handball. Now it's back with the Blues. Chaplin taken high. So she'll have a free kick at centre half forward.
So Maeve Chaplin, she's going to drive this one long up towards a hot spot. Lou her target. No, good mark. Really good intercepting mark by Lucy Burke. Just relieving a bit of pressure here after the Blues look to build. She comes across goal. The kick is okay. Peterson was nearly let in there for the Blues. So little handball across by Tiana Smith was okay, and now the Southern Saints go up towards half back, but a great intercepting mark taken there by Trudgeon. So Paige Trudgeon, she drives the ball back towards half forward. It's not the best of kicks. And the Southern Saints again, they can build from half back here. Short kick was okay up the line by Lucy Burke. She finds her target. Now the Southern Saints wheel and go. Kicks okay. Although getting in there and doing really well was Zampaglione to force a stoppage, and we'll have it tossed in. Just the at around about half forward for the Blues here. They trail now 6-5-41. Southern Saints 7-6-46, and we've got a ball game on our hands in this final term.
So ball in over the head of both rucks. Ends up in the hands of Walker. She couldn't get the handball away. It's holding the ball. So it'll be Jess Matten who wins the free kick, but stick around after the final siren, because we'll tell you what each team needs to do to make sure they're in that top six. It's the Blues, the Dogs, Roos and Saints who are all in the mix for that final spot. So we'll let you know who needs to do what to get in there. And after plenty of commotion, there's now a 50 on that outer wing. So
looked like the Carlton player on the mark just crept a step too close.
Yep. Bad time to be giving away 50.
So it was the Saints in the third quarter who were giving away a few ill-disciplined free kicks, which cost them, and now it could cost the Blues. Kick will be from 40 metres out. It's on its way. It's on target. Won't have the distance. Stop to the goal line. Kick over the head. No. Now.
Here we go.
Dodgers one.
Oh,
Kick. No. Just away to the right there.
Oh.
By Taylor Kearns.
So 7-7-49 plays 6-5-41. Ball driven outside a defensive 50, but it's going to come straight back in. So the Southern Saints will look to go back inside forward 50. Zampoliano did really well. Very, very well, but that is the siren. And the Southern Saints have come away with the victory here. 7-7-49, the Blues 6-5-41, and well, the Southern Saints getting on top in that last quarter, Alex Doherty, and just the class showing late then, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that was the response that they needed after that third quarter. It was almost a meltdown of sorts, and they just sort of got back to what they sort of got back to what they were doing in that first half, just sort of composure with the footy, and just sort of clean finishing. And I think, I tell you what, if you're Dale Robinson, you're breathing a sigh of relief, because your side not only they're in the top six, but they have that chance now next week to really lock down that spot in the top six.
So just a 6-point victory goes the way of the Southern Saints today. Who were our goal kickers, Paul?
Goal kickers for the day. We've got for the Southern Saints, we've got Matten with 2, Peck with 1, Kayla Rapari with 1 as well, and Tara Bohana, as well as Tiana Smith with that fantastic running goal late in the game to get the Southern Saints back in front. And for the Blues, Stephanie Lawrence and Jennifer Liu with 2 apiece, Eliza Wood with 1, and Maddie Wilson with 1 as well. So look, it's a good game of football at the end of the day, and there was a bit of heat involved in it as well. So, but the Southern Saints class just getting them over the line in the end.
Definitely, and now we have a victor. Saints beating the Blues, as we mentioned. The winner, their path to finals, probably a little bit easier. But it's the Saints, Dogs, North Melbourne and Carlton who are in the mix for the top 6, and this is what needs to happen now. So the Saints need to beat North Melbourne next week, and they make the finals. If they lose to North, they need the Western Bulldogs to lose to Casey, and for North to lose to Port today. If the Bulldogs want to make the top 6, they need North to lose today, but they need to beat the Saints next week. Plus, they must beat Casey next week in the final round. If North beat both Port and the Saints, plus the Bulldogs beat Casey, it comes down to percentage. Everyone still with me?
I'm with you.
We're listening. We're here.
North. If North want to make the finals, they need to beat Port today and the Saints next week. If the Dogs lose to Casey, they're in the finals. If they beat Port this Arvo and the Saints next week, and the Dogs beat Casey, it comes down to percentage. Finally, Carlton. Carlton need North to lose today, but they needed to win today. They need the Dogs to lose to Casey next week and to really beat Williamstown next week, and then it comes down to percentage. So it's going to be an exciting finish to the VFLW season for that final spot.
Absolutely.
But I think today, after watching, I think the Saints are the deserving team to take that final.
Footy, but it's just sort of those little things there they've got to sort of iron out, and they're in a good spot to beat North next week, who we've sort of said in this broadcast that they can play that when they're on, but they sort of just haven't been able to string that sort of form consistently enough.
Oh,
I think even Dale Robertson.
Let's listen to the Saints sing a song.
Come marching in! Oh, when the Saints go!
So an excellent victory to the Southern Saints today, find themselves in the box seat to take that final top 6 spot as we were just talking about. But great win today for the Saints. Good to hear them sing the song loud and proud after that victory. But Alex, you were saying? If you remember.
What was I saying?
I'm talking about like the consistency of the Southern Saints. Dale Robinson mentioned that pre-game as well, is that they've played good football, but they just haven't done it for long enough patches, and now they get the chance to prove themselves next week.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think watching a few of their games this year, they certainly know how to use the footy, and I think that today their class, even looking inboard, I reckon times that they did it, they pulled it off and it looks magnificent. There are times that it was there but they sort of neglected to really look at it. But if they can sort of continue to brush up on that, I think there's a lot to like about this Southern Saints team. And we said at the start of the broadcast, I think in any given final series, really, it's we talk about Collingwood being the hot favourite, but anybody can really win it. Like you've got to be in it to win it.
Yeah, you do. I was going to say, you wouldn't want to make too many changes going into the next round either. That team was solid, and I think they worked really well together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they only had 3 AFLW players, and I thought they actually all did pretty well for themselves, considering. And quite a few players that aren't on lists, they could sort of put their hand
Get
up,
their spot. Yeah.
Put their hand up the next couple of years. Go,
absolutely.
Hey, where's my spot?
So the Southern Saints, they'll take on North next week. Carlton taking on Williamstown. Both still a chance to make the finals. North and Port Melbourne is one of those deciding games that will be played at 1 p.m. You can watch that on YouTube with the KC Radio team providing the commentary for that matchup. But great to be back at IKON Park. Great to be back calling VFLW football. Thank you, Paul, for joining us. I know Carlton didn't win today, but I hope it was a bit better for you.
No, they had a red hot crack, and they had a flurry of goals in that third quarter, and it's good to see the girls go out there and play for the jersey. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, Alex, and thank you very much for your insights today.
Always a pleasure to be calling alongside you guys, and it's so great to be back.
Yeah,
been a pleasure.
Beautiful day for football. Great to be back. And Sash, thank you for joining us.
No, I've
one of your
enjoyed
first in a while as well.
It has been, I've been commitments with local footy, so I've not been able to be here as much, and I've missed it. But this has been a really good day, and such a close game as well. Always good to call those games with you guys.
Definitely. Thank you also for joining us today, whether you were on the live stream or on the Wharf Radio call at wharfradio.com. We will be back next week with the final round of the VFLW, which, as we keep mentioning, will be very, very exciting finish. So please tune in then, but hopefully also you'll be allowed back at the football. Thank you again for joining us. My name's Lucy Watkin, and we'll see you next time.
Footy.